Because there's nothing going on in his stupid little head.
You owe me $5 for the whiskey and $75 for the horse.
What happened? Did your balls drop off?
Get off my lawn. Get off my plane.
I want to suck you off, Steve.
I'm tired of this, Grandpa.
It's too damn bad.
You thinking what I'm thinking, partner? Aim for the bushes.
Yes, I've always wanted a trampoline. I never had one when I was a kid. But when I have a kid, I'm getting a trampoline.
Of course.
Oh, yeah, gotta.
Yeah.
Of course.
You know, but I would get one now, but you can't have a trampoline if you're a single man.
Yeah.
No, that's kind of like, why do you have a trampoline? You know?
It'd be like if you had a bouncy house as a single man.
That'd be even better than a trampoline.
Like, what do you do? Set it up outside of your apartments and put like a no trespasser sign on it, or
but it's nothing like weird or gross. It's for myself.
But it'd still be kind of weird though, because
it is going to attract children. Not that I want to attract children. It's really just for myself.
Kids are gonna be like, "Hey there, mister, can I jump on your trampoline there?"
Yeah, but again, it's nothing weird. It's for myself.
Tonight at 9 on ABC, The Trampoline Rapist.
Cole Grant. Why did he get a trampoline as an adult? We don't know.
What drove
because
him to
I didn't
hurt so
have
many
one.
children?
Because I never would hurt children. They would just naturally be attracted to my trampoline.
Yeah.
But that's not the intention. It's because I never had one when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And as an adult, I should have the right to have a trampoline if I want one.
You should.
That's what I'm saying.
It just has that negative, like, connotation that if.
Yeah, it just seems weird, but it's not.
Yeah.
I don't have any bad intentions. I just want a trampoline for fun.
Okay. Well,
seems like a good way to get a wrist or an ankle injury.
Yeah, well, you can be any age and get hurt on a trampoline.
I remember this summer I went tubing, like behind a boat, you know, and I did that as a kid, and it would just I could do it for hours, like when my parents used to have a little boat. But as an adult, that just beats the living shit out of me, and I was done after like a couple minutes.
It just wears you out.
It really
you got to
does.
hold onto the tube the whole time, and like the water is not gentle to you.
Like every knuckle in my hands like hurt.
From just holding on to. I mean, like riding a bull. You ever rode a bull? Like rode like a mechanical bull or anything?
Bull, yeah.
Dude, like you ride that a couple times a night, and by the end of the night, your hands are just like ruined. Not that I've like ridden a mechanical bull multiple times in one night.
I've only ridden it one time in my life.
I've been on it a couple times.
And it wasn't an 8-second ride. It was less.
Yeah.
You're not cut out for the rodeo circuit.
Well, I told them not to hold back, and they didn't. They called my bluff.
Don't hold back.
Don't hold back.
And you jump on, and it just immediately bucks you off.
I lasted maybe a couple of seconds, but it was
good for you.
It was at Dangerous.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool. That's a classy place.
Well, speaking of lasting a couple of seconds, you're listening to Aiming for the Bushes podcast. I am Corbin Barnes here with my co-hosts Cole Brandt and BJ Weepy. And we pick a movie, whether it be one that we've seen many times or usually I give them an opportunity to say hi, but they usually are kind of awkward with it. So I chose to skip it this time. But
now I wish you had not.
But
whatever, go ahead.
But we pick a movie, whether it be one that we've seen many a times or something we've always wanted to see, and we break it down and give you a play-by-play, look up some interesting facts and
fun facts.
Interesting or fun.
A lot of them are pretty fun.
There's a lot of fun stuff when you listen to Aiming for the Bushes. And we take turns picking the movies, and it's time for a Christopher Nolan movie picked by BJ Weepy. What is it, BJ?
We are listening to...
Well, they're the ones listening.
Yeah, you guys are listening to...
Or watching on YouTube.
Yeah. So we watched, it was my pick this time, and I picked The Dark Knight. One of my favorite movies of all time. I'm a huge Batman guy. I love Batman. I read a ton of the comics.
Got a stack of them.
Yeah, I got a ton of comics, action figures. I'm all about Batman. I've literally been a fan of Batman since I was a kid. I used to have these Batman pajamas, right? And I would put the Batman pajamas on and jump off the couch and pretend I was Batman. I've loved Batman. Yes, since day one. My favorite Batman movie as a kid was the Batman and Robin with Arnold Schwarzenegger as Mr. Freeze.
It's ice to
George
meet
Clooney.
you.
Everybody says that that's the worst Batman ever, and as an adult, I agree with that. But when I was a child, that
when you were a
Batman
kid,
was the
no,
tits,
you
man.
appreciated it.
Yeah, like that was the cool Batman, man.
Truly.
But now, I mean, they keep making better and better Batmans. So.
He had the bat card, the bat credit card. in
Yeah.
the movie.
Yeah.
He never left the
Yes,
without
It
he
it.
had like a
did.
bat symbol on it.
Yeah.
Brought to you, but did it say like a MasterCard on the bottom?
MasterCard,
It probably
yeah,
said
something.
some credit card company on the
Yeah.
bottom.
Paid
This should
by.
be pretty good timing with this release because of the Robert Pattinson The
Yeah.
Batman coming out early in March.
Yeah, comes out in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
So it's exciting.
I didn't even think about that till right now.
Yeah, man.
Way to capitalize on current events.
Hey, man, I'm just doing what I can, help promote the Batman.
To really capitalize on current events, we should have watched Behind Enemy Lines starring Owen Wilson.
Or Red Dawn.
Or at Dawn, yeah.
Yeah.
Or Rocky 4.
Rocky 4 would have been fine. I feel like we should watch Rocky 4 in preparation almost.
Mm-hmm.
Could learn a thing or two
How
from
do
Rocky
we
4.
beat Russians? Yeah, we just trained in the wilderness.
And just have
Lift
like
a bunch of logs and punch a bunch of beef.
6 montages of songs.
How about you pop the shirt off for me?
And you pop the shirt off.
You pop that shirt off.
Rocky always shares the shirt off.
Rocky, come on. Anyways, Dark Knight. So, opening scene of the Dark Knight, iconic opening scene, like probably one of the best opening scenes of any movie.
2008.
2008. Yep.
Christopher Nolan.
Christopher Nolan, director.
We said that.
Phenomenal movie. Opening scene, we see some goons riding in a van, and they're kind of just talking amongst themselves. They're like, "Why do they call him the Joker?" And they're like, "I hear they call him the Joker because he got face paint."
Like war paint.
War paint, to intimidate him.
and scare people.
I have something right off the bat
Yeah, go
with
ahead.
this movie.
Go ahead.
Like the opening shot, or one of the first shots, is what we learned to find is the actual Joker standing in the sidewalk with his Joker mask, like holding his Joker mask with his left hand. So is he just like in broad daylight with his makeup on as the Joker just
Must be.
standing there?
He must
I
be.
thought that he didn't have. I assumed he didn't have any makeup
Well,
on.
when he takes his
'Cause
mask off,
wait-
Stranger, he has
Yeah.
that on, remember?
Oh yeah.
damn. So he is really just standing right across from the bank.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
He's just like
He's like,
standing there waiting for his ride.
yeah, probably. I mean, if you drive past somebody and they just have face paint on, you're probably just gonna keep driving. Like, no.
Well, I wouldn't talk to
Yeah.
him.
Yeah, no, not a chance. What's wrong? What's wrong with you, man?
Yeah, something's wrong.
But so they're riding in this van on their way to a bank. They're going to the bank to rob it.
They're not making a deposit. They're making a withdrawal.
Yeah, they are. They are there to take all of the monies. So they go in to rob the bank. And we kind of learned, as from watching the subtitles, that the goons' names were named after the Seven Dwarves. Is that right?
There's like a happy and a sleepy and
Yeah.
Grumpy.
grumpy. Yep.
Of
Yep.
course. Nobody likes Grumpy.
I don't know the rest of them.
Somebody's gonna spike. Anyways, but the goons are named after the Seven Dwarves. And as soon as they start like barging into the bank and demanding that they give them the money, they start taking out guards and intimidating people. People are fucking crouching, and
I
they're
was
like,
trying to set up a credit account.
I was just here to pay my rent. And
I'm kind of far behind on my rent, and this is going to delay me even further.
this is actually kind of
I was finally getting back on my feet.
Now I have an excuse to not pay my rent for a little bit longer so I can make some more money. So this is actually kind of nice. Thanks, Joker. He's not a bad guy.
Gotta support the clown guy. The clownman. Clownman.
But then, like, one thing I noticed in this scene is, like, he says he's trying to reach a private number. He's talking about the Batman.
What is?
Who says that? The bank. The bank.
The bank? Yeah, the bank says. No, one of the goons is like, he wasn't calling the police. He was calling a private number.
Maybe it was. I don't know.
And I was like, private? I've always wondered, private number, is he trying to, like, call the Batman?
I don't remember anyone saying that. So
did miss
I wish
that
I
part
could.
as
I wish I
well.
could tell you.
Yeah.
That guy is played by William Fichtner.
Yeah, William Fichtner.
Fichtner.
Yeah, it wasn't that guy, but yeah.
Oh, it
who
wasn't?
said
It's random. It's one of the goons that says it. He's like, did you disable the alarm? Yeah. Weird. He didn't call 911. He was trying to reach a private number.
Oh, yeah, one of the... I remember you saying that now. Yeah.
And I'm assuming they were calling the Batman?
Perhaps.
Mayhaps.
Who would have been calling him?
The bank.
It could be.
For the alarm.
I suppose.
No, it was a mob bank, though. Remember? They say that later on.
Oh,
I think
so it could have been called Lau.
Cerrone or
Yeah,
Lau.
one of those.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Maybe it was Lau. Maybe they were trying to call
Could be
Lau.
Lau.
I don't know. I just always wondered that.
Who's the
never
mobster
even thought
accountant
about
that we meet
Yeah.
later on?
But he's not sure if he's trying to call a private number, but we kind of watch the heist go down, and as it's happening, after each goon kind of fulfills their duty, they're taking out the one in front of them. Yeah, just really just icing them right in the dome. And then we figure out that the boss of the bank is William Fichtner.
William Fichtner.
And he's sitting in his office when the Joker and or whom we find out to be the Joker and the goons come into the main office, and he has a shotgun and he shoots at him, and he's shooting at him and he's shooting at him and he's shooting at him, and one of the goons turns to the Joker and says, "He's out, right?"
Yeah, there's only so many.
And the Joker's like, yeah.
He's like,
yeah.
He's like,
He's like, yeah.
Yeah, insane.
And then the guy kind of pops up to shoot him, and the guy, William Fichtner, shoots him right in the dome. And or shoots him more in the shoulder.
He doesn't die.
Where'd you learn to count?
He's like, where'd you learn to count? Then the Joker kind of just gets up and ices him with a glizzy, and it's done for William Fichtner. He's out. He's not in the rest of the movie.
Well, he put that because
the smoke bomb thing in his mouth.
There's
I'm
like
right.
one more act of
I'm
defiance from him before he gets the whatever the fucking little rocket in his mouth.
Yeah.
That's after the bus shows up. The bus driver part. Yeah.
So the Joker hits him with the glizzy, and he goes down. And the opening person from the vault was like, "Funny, he told me something similar," and like that's all happening.
They're killing each other.
And then the guy's like, "So I'm assuming that the Joker told you to kill me after we were done." And the guy's like, No. I killed the bus driver.
The bus.
He's like, bus
What
driver?
bus driver?
What bus driver?
I don't see no
I don't
bus.
see no bus anywhere.
Where's this bus driver?
Where's the bus?
Bus driver?
Bus driver.
You killed the bus driver.
Who's the bus driver?
Where's this bus?
Through the wall.
Boom! Wall breaks. Bus busts through. Hopefully there were no children on it,
Bus.
because
busts.
that would not be good.
No.
I mean,
They'd be late for class. They'd be kind of sick
late
to
for exams.
notice.
Kids gotta learn,
Yeah.
You know better than anybody.
Sometimes
You're a teacher.
I am.
Yeah, you teach kids.
I teach kids the facts of life
Yeah.
At the School of Hard Knocks.
at the School of Hard Knocks at Rockefeller Plaza.
If somebody has
took night
if somebody has their education as the School of Hard Knocks on Facebook, don't listen to anything they have to say
Yeah,
about
right.
anything.
Where you
It's a pretty
from?
prestigious school.
School of Hard Knocks.
Oh, so you don't know anything? Okay.
Really?
You can learn a
Okay.
lot
So
from
where's that at? What's its address?
The streets.
The streets.
The streets. So then bust through, right? And it knocks the guy that's not the Joker out. And the Joker starts picking up some of the cash that's in the big bags.
duffels.
And the bus driver comes out. He's like, "Whoa, he's not getting up, is he?" And the Joker's just literally looks at him, looks away, just rips him with the glizzy out. And then the Joker takes, or I guess he before that he threw all of those big fat ass cash bags up to him,
Yep.
Yeah.
which IRL would have weighed like 200 pounds.
Yeah.
And there's no way
heavy.
he could have just tossed that shit, which is interesting, but it's a movie, so.
That's pretty bullshit, though, right? He probably should have. He shouldn't have been able to throw those like that.
Yeah, but it's a movie.
Absolutely bullshit.
Well, it's a movie, so
Stupid.
Maybe they weren't filled up all the way.
there you go.
Yes, they were. We all know that they
You
were.
don't know that.
Don't try to justify their actions.
Uh-huh.
That ruined the movie for me.
That one
After I saw that part, I couldn't enjoy
just
anything
couldn't
else.
even. He's like, that's not even possible.
Remember at the beginning with the money bag?
The money bags are unrealistic, man.
But what about
Joker's
the, what
the
about
best
the
one.
money bags?
What about in the heat when they ran across the fucking streets?
Yeah.
With the big old bags like they weighed down.
But then William Fichtner's like, you're a scum, or he says something stupid to him, and then the Joker kind of turns around and comes up to him and puts has like a little gas grenade and says to him, I believe that whatever doesn't kill you simply makes you stranger.
Bam, 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 bam.
And that's the first time he's revealed.
Played by Heath Ledger.
Heath Ledger, rest in peace.
Passed away 6 months before the release of the film.
Best Joker,
My favorite
Best
performance in
Joker.
a movie that I've ever seen.
without a
Yeah.
doubt. I don't think there's anyone that
It's up there with like Nicholson from The Shining or something.
Ooh, yeah. That was a good movie.
Cold, gotta heat up.
Go.
Heat up. Get loose.
Heat up.
You got any advice for him?
For Kobe Bryant,
That's
Go.
a great man.
Heat
Shout out
up.
Jack Nicholson.
heat up and get loose.
80s now.
Yeah,
I
he's
think.
probably listening.
He's got a couple good ones left in
In
him.
between Lakers games, he listens to.
So then we cut next scene. After the Joker kind of leaves, he kind of gets in the bus and then pulls the pin on the gas grenade that he shoved in William Fichtner's mouth. And he kind of just rolls right into like a school bus line.
It's another day in
Nobody
Gotham.
bats an eye.
It's another day in Gotham.
When we watched it, we joked that the bus that was following the one that just backed out of the gigantic hole in the bank was being driven by Otto from The Simpsons.
I love that.
Classic Gotham.
Next scene, we have it's kind of in a police office. They're asking around like, "Hey, are any of you detectives closing in on the Batman?" He's like, "The search is ongoing." And we see like a small little array of pictures of like Bigfoot, Abraham Lincoln,
Elvis is one of them too.
Elvis, yeah.
Followers
They're
of
like,
Batman.
There's no way that's Batman.
They got no clue who
They're
Batman
not even
is.
trying.
No idea.
Pretty obvious though, a lot of the time.
Also, this scene is when we first get introduced to, at the time, Detective Gordon.
Detective Gordon.
Detective Gordon, played by Gary Oldman.
Sirius Black.
Sirius also plays Sirius Black. Then the next scene, we're in a parking garage, and we see a van, and it seems like we see Scarecrow.
How much spaghetti do you think you could fit in that van?
Killian.
Probably a lot of spaghetti.
If we think how many crock pots. Holy cow. That's probably 50. Think how many 55-gallon drums of spaghetti. If we're going to go gallons of spaghetti, probably a good 1,200 gallons.
Of spaghetti? With
Yeah.
sauce or without sauce?
With
Sauce, yeah. Maybe a couple meatballs thrown in there too.
Yeah. You said 1,200 gallons?
Yeah.
I'd say around there, yeah.
Yeah.
In one big full van?
Yeah.
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 That's quite a bit of spaghetti,
Yeah.
dude.
But they didn't have spaghetti. They had something much more sinister
They
than
didn't have
spaghetti in there.
They had the scarecrow.
Yeah, they had Scarecrow.
Fear toxin.
Who, if you've
Jonathan
seen
Crane.
Batman Begins, is the main antagonist in that movie.
Cole, what's your greatest fear?
Being buried alive.
Yeah.
Damn, that would be horrifying. I've
Imagine
seen
being buried alive.
that scene in Kill Bill where she gets buried and she's in the casket just by herself. That's like, that would be so like, just like claustrophobic.
Claustrophobic.
Like,
Yeah.
Oh my God.
You'd be like, when am I gonna run out of air?
Yeah,
Just-
that too.
Just the dirt all over you.
The dirt.
everywhere. It's getting in your mouth and shit. Ugh.
Kind of riding up, get some dirt in your butt crack.
Yeah,
And then you can't
Dirt's
breathe.
so gritty and gross.
I do have some claustrophobia though. I hate.
I don't like
Ugh.
small spaces a whole lot.
People
either.
that like go into like caves to like explore as a hobby.
Yeah, no thanks. It's not
Holy
really-
cow! I think I'm more of a wide open spaces guy.
Yeah, give me a living room and TV.
Even like crawling through like like under some bridges. There's like those little tubes that you can like crawl into.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, I never liked going in there.
Nah,
It's just
man.
like
It's like, God, it's so small. Also,
Yeah.
I was just a big kid, so like, that stuff just sucked for me because I was like, oh, this is like effort to get through here, and I'm watching like little kids, like you, Cole, like scoot through there if you ever went through there.
Well,
you didn't like.
Hey, little did you know he was just as afraid as you were.
Yeah, I didn't know that. Interesting.
You never know. You never know.
You never know.
You never asked me.
Cole hides it. Cole's so brave. Bravery is going forward with something even when you're scared. So Cole's just really brave, is what he's really saying.
Fortune favors the brave.
Fortune does favor the brave.
So that's why you should invest in crypto.
Yeah, so invest in crypto.
Yeah, I'm gonna buy some Lana Rhodes NFT.
Ooh,
make a lot of money.
It's not a bad idea, though.
Yeah. It's not a bad idea. Hopefully she doesn't just give up on the project and take all the money.
NFTs are like a lot of times fake scams. A lot like the Batman that show up when the van shows up and has Scarecrow.
Transition.
And a lot of fake Batmen show up, and
He's getting good at this.
It's kind of like holy moly, and there's gunshots, and they're like shooting their guns at the Scarecrow and all those people, and then the real Batman shows up.
The real Batman.
And I thought it was. I always think it's interesting that Scarecrow, as soon as they start shooting guns, Scarecrow's like, that's not him. And he's like, right away, he's like, I'm not even worried.
He knows Batman.
But we're introduced with the Batman because the Batmobile launches over the parking garage into where all the goons are.
Super sick Batmobile.
And is the Batman in the Batmobile or at that time? Or okay, because it kind of the computer changes to intimidate, and it shoots like a rocket and blows some stuff up.
Yeah. Was he in it?
I don't think he was in it. I think
was it like a remote control?
I think it was like remotely being
and
controlled.
Then he like popped up somewhere else.
Yeah, because he then pops up, and the first time we actually see the Batman in this movie is when there's one of the fake Batmen is shooting a gun, and Batman just comes up and grabs the barrel and bends that shit like Hagrid.
Like Hagrid.
Harry Potter.
We'll have to put up two like images next to each other of the barrels being bent up. But I've watched like a bunch of breakdown videos of these Batman Christopher Nolan movies, and I don't think anyone ever pointed out that when he like bends the barrel, you hear like an electronic like whirring noise. Like his power is being like assisted with a machine or something.
Because there's no way he's naturally able to do
strong.
that.
Yeah, but it's like never really brought up.
Could be some type of technology.
Yeah.
The fake Batman asked Batman. They asked him, "What makes you better?
Yeah.
What makes you better than us?"
I'm not wearing hockey pads.
I'm not wearing hockey pads. He catches Scarecrow and he's like, "Oh hey, Batman."
That's pretty much how
Batman.
That's pretty much how Scarecrow acts in this movie.
Kind of, yeah. He's not really
It's
that
the
important.
Batman again.
Scarecrow's in all three movies.
He is.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Scarecrow's a pretty prominent villain in a lot of the comics. He's in a lot of the comics.
Yeah. He's like second to the Joker, really.
Yeah. He just kind of shows up a lot.
Yeah.
Next time we see Gordon in the prison, and the Batman shows up, and Gordon's kind of talking to Batman about the bank robbery, and he's like, "Oh, this money's gone. What's going on?" And he's like, and also Batman, what about this Joker guy?
What the hell's going on with this Joker fella?
You gonna do anything about this
You
fella?
gonna do about this Joker fella, this clown guy? Get everyone scared.
Golly, you gonna do anything about this Joker fella?
You gotta dress up this clown guy.
He's dressed up with face paint. He's wearing purple. He look like a clown. He got green hair. I don't know what to do about it. What are you gonna do about it, man?
And where the hell did he get those scars? Where the hell did he get those scars?
He got these gross scars on his face. I don't know what to do.
And where did he get so many Joker cards? Did he buy multiple packs? I don't understand.
You get so many of the one card.
Because only two come in a pack.
Everyone knows there's only two in a pack. How many packs did he buy?
One of the Joker's schemes was to take over a card printing factory. He's like, give me 7,000 Jokers.
Man, yeah, that's probably what he did.
But mister, we only make money if we print whole pack.
All right, print the whole pack, but I only want the Jokers.
The Joker cards.
What do we do with the rest of the cards?
Make them I don't know.
Make them Joker cards too.
This is why we're not supervillains.
He had a lot of Joker cards.
But the Batman kind of just like says, "Hey man,
I
don't really care about the Joker at all."
That made a sick noise.
Can I fuck this?
It looks like something you could fuck.
The way you pulled out your can and the sound made me feel like I could fuck it. You think you could fuck this?
Yeah, I'd have to put some more stuff in there though.
Top.
It's a little too big.
Yeah.
What a contraption.
I like how it made like 2 different tones, like putting it in. And I was like,
Yeah, I like that.
It's a brewmate.
A brewmate.
Yeah.
A
Shout
brew-
out
a brew
Brewmate.
bait.
Sponsorship us, please. So next scene after the joke, Batman kind of just shrugs off Joker, which is hilarious. We're in the Bat Garage, which is kind of like this like bunker, and Batman is just sitting at his pewter, and Michael Caine, who is Alfred. First time we see Alfred, or Michael Caine, and he's just kind of sitting there helping like patch him up from Batman's shenanigans the night before.
The dogs that attacked him
The dogs
with
really
the scarecrow.
ripped him up, honestly.
Did you get mauled by a tiger?
Yeah, you get mauled by a tiger. It was a big dog, Alfred.
It was a dog, a big.
I don't need your slights,
Dog.
Alfred.
Now's not the time, Al.
I don't need you undermining me, Alfred. Thank you.
If I can call you Al. You know it's Wayne Enterprises, right? Not
Alfred.
dumbass Butler Enterprises.
Pennyworth Enterprises. Idiot.
I wish you got shot instead of my parents.
God.
Have I ever said that to you before?
Have I ever mentioned that?
Got pretty aggressive there.
Yeah, Alfred's a cool guy. Next scene, we're at a courtroom, and Harvey Dent is
Aaron Eckhart.
Played by Aaron Eckhart.
Yeah.
Aaron Eckhart has like a few good movies. I feel like he's in. He's in this one, and he's in Independence Day, right? Is that one?
No.
Not Independence Day. Battle Los Angeles, right?
Yeah, that was like
Yeah,
that was like 2011 or something.
Not a
wasn't
great
it?
movie, but like I know he's in that movie.
Yeah, he's not in a lot of stuff after this,
No.
but this was such a good role for him.
Yeah,
he
he-
didn't really need to.
He played it perfectly.
Yeah,
He was in this movie called No Reservations.
Oh,
He played a chef.
okay.
wasn't No Reservations
Oh, horror movie.
Anthony Bourdain's thing?
Yeah.
Like based off of him.
No reservations
That
with
was-
Anthony Bourdain.
that was the name of his show.
That was the name of
Oh
the show.
well, this was a movie called No Reservations.
Was it about Anthony Bourdain?
I don't think it was. I don't think it wasn't based on a true story.
I could see Aaron Eckhart playing Anthony Bourdain in something.
He could.
Eckhart, or Harvey Dent, is trying to put away one of the Falcones, the next Sal Falcone, who is supposed to be the next head of the Falcone
Mob bosses in
mob
Gotham.
bosses, or the Empire, which is kind of a reference to the comic The Long Halloween.
Yes,
Because
yes.
a lot of the
as are the copycat Batman.
as are the copycat Batman, as are a lot of the villains and stuff
Yep,
that are in
yep.
it. A lot of the stuff that happens.
Harvey Dent's debut is in the Long Halloween
Yep.
series.
Yep. Which is a nod to the mob bosses, which the mob bosses play a huge role in that comic, and it's
Yes.
a lot of like half of it, I feel like, is about tied in with the mob bosses. So like a lot of what was going on with the mob in this movie was kind of related to that comic, which is interesting. And they're in the courtroom, and Dent is trying to put him away because, like, you're the next hit. And he's like, you're the bad guy. I'm going to put you away. And there's some other schmo up on the stand, and Harvey Dent's like, hey, man, you're the fall guy. I have a testimony of you saying that Sal Falcone is the next head of the mob. And he's like, what, Sal? He's a fall guy. I'm the brains of the operations.
He's being a real wise guy up there.
He's being a real goon.
Not taking it very seriously.
Clearly.
He's under oath.
Didn't understand that his life, as he knows it, is really on the line. But he says he's a fall guy, whatever. And he's like, he asked the judge permission to go treat the witness as hostile. And he says, granted. And the witness says, hostile. I'll show you hostile. And he pulls out a gun.
He thought he was real clever with that.
Yeah, he tries to shoot him, which he must have the gun up his butt, we said.
Yeah. Like, where else would it? I mean, you feel like he would have got patted down on the way in.
Yeah, a mobster taking the stand in a courtroom. I think he'd get a pat down.
He's definitely got a gun between his cheeks.
Yep.
For sure.
It was one of those guns made of a material that a security guard can't feel.
Security guard
proof. Just spray a little of this on the gun.
They
and
can't smell it, see it, taste it, touch it, none of it. Fake doors.
Fake doors.
Fake guns.
Fake guns. Won't shoot, still won't shoot.
It was kind of.
And that's why you should buy American, according to Harvey Dent.
According to Harvey Dent,
Chinese.
because he grabbed the gun from the guy that was on the pedestal and basically just unloaded the clip and was like, "Hey, this is 28 caliber carbon fiber.
Made in China.
Made in China. Suggest you buy American."
It was made in China, just like the coronavirus.
Oh.
And I'm out. And that's all I gotta say about that.
The gun was made in China.
The gun was made in China. He almost gets shot. Then him and Rachel are walking down the hallway, and Rachel's all like, "Ugh, you should take off the rest of the day so I can ride your."
She seemed really turned on.
God
And
damn
then,
it, Dutch! What are the errands you got us running for the DA?
God damn it, Dutch!
She was very turned on with the DA.
Yeah, well,
And
he almost got shot at.
we were
She wanted that dick and
ass.
dick
dick
and
in the ass.
Hey,
That's what DA stands
hey,
for.
all you ladies out there.
You have to have a large dick to be a DA, and also the perfect ass.
Oh yeah.
And I think Harvey Dent had both.
Dave
both. Harvey Dent.
Harvey Dent.
Oh yeah.
Get a load of this guy.
Harvey Dent. Oh yeah.
I mean, seriously, get a load of him now, because soon he's gonna have two faces. One's gonna be ugly,
One's gonna be quite frankly hard to look at.
which means half of his dick was also burned.
Burn.
Remember that perfect ass we were talking about earlier?
Not perfect no
It ain't perfect no more.
Well, one cheek is.
One cheek is actually still pretty good.
One cheek.
Some people might also be into the burnt cheek, though.
Burnt cheek.
Ain't nothing wrong with a little burnt cheek.
Crispy.
Some of that crisp.
Put some
crispy
lotion on
ass.
that burnt cheek, baby.
Just kind of turns to ash when you touch it.
It kind of scrapes your dick like sandpaper.
Ugh.
So Harvey Dent doesn't want to meet the man. Harvey Dent is talking to Detective Gordon. He's like, "Hey, I want to meet the Batman." He's like, "I want to meet the Batman."
Hey, where's the Batman?
Hey, where's the Batman?
Hey, Copernicus, where's the Batman? You know,
The
I was
Bats.
promising Batman. And I
Where
don't see
is
any
he?
The Bat. Where is
Batman.
he?
He wears the mask and the cape of the Batman.
Mask of the cape and the black and the cowl.
I just
and
want to
shoots the
talk to
batarang.
him.
Where is
I just want to talk to him.
I just want to talk to him.
So he wants to see the Batman, and Commissioner Gordon's kind of like, "Nah, that's not happening."
He's not the commissioner yet.
Or yeah, you're right. He's Detective Gordon, and he's like, "No, if we see the Batman, we're supposed to arrest him. You nerd." So,
You haven't heard?
Yeah.
You know.
So
You're the
he's
DA,
like, no,
right?
and he's like, Harvey, listen, you're the White Knight of Gotham, and fun fact, Batman White Knight is also a comic. And it's a comic where the Joker turns into a good guy and runs for mayor and wins and ends up turning the city upside down, and Batman can't do anything about it because the Joker, as mayor, takes over the police, and it's really good.
It's a master plan.
It's a good comic.
This Joker guy has so many plans and
So many.
schemes.
Who do you think was a better clown, the Joker or John Wayne Gacy?
John Wayne
You
Gacy.
think he was a better clown?
Yeah. Because he actually had jobs as a clown.
And,
people
like,
hired him.
He entertained the
Kids.
kids more.
Yeah,
He did.
definitely helped, made the kids laugh.
He did some other stuff with the kids.
Well,
too.
he would murder them and then have sex with their corpses.
I wanted to tell you guys something about John Wayne Gacy that it sounded like a scene from a movie. So, toward this, the end of his murderous career, he would bury his victims in his crawl space at his house. And when they finally arrested, they're trailing him for a little bit, and they finally arrested him. And when they were going through the crawl space, and when the detective found the first body, he had a line out of a movie. He turned around and he's like, "Charge him!" Charge him!
Gnarly.
Pretty gnarly.
It is like a movie.
But yeah, Gacy was literally a killer clown.
Did you rate The Dank Knight?
Yeah.
Dang night. Next,
kind of fun, right?
It's kind of fun. Yeah.
so Gordon calls the White Knight of Gotham. And then the next scene we have Mr. Lau and Mr. Fox sitting. Lucius Fox,
played by the Morgster.
Sir Morgan Freeman. Morgan Freeman.
I don't think he was knighted.
From 21 Savage's second album.
That's what he's known from.
Savage Mode 2. He narrates on that. I think that's what he's most known for.
He's also in Dolphin Tale 2.
Right.
Morgan-
Those are
Morgan
probably the
Freeman
two
is.
things that he's most known for. So they're sitting at a table and they're kind of they're talking shop, talking business, all that good stuff. And Mr. Lau gets done, and Bruce Wayne is literally sitting in the chairs, just passed out, completely asleep. It's tough being the Batman. And him and Lau, or not him and Lau, excuse me, him and Lucius
No, it's
Fox.
Lucius Fox and Logan, or not Logan Reese, that's somebody else.
Coleman Reese. Coleman Reese.
Yeah.
Have like
yeah.
a conversation afterwards. Then Morgan Freeman has a conversation with Bruce Wayne, and he's like, hey, we should probably not do business with Lau anymore. Because I've kind of looked at the books, and there's some shady stuff going on.
Well, Coleman Reese is clearly, it's made clear that he's kind of against Bruce.
Yeah,
He
right,
doesn't like
that's
Bruce.
right.
And then and fucking Bruce was like sleeping. Did you say that?
Yeah,
Or did
he's
you-
just passed out during the meeting.
Yeah, and then after Lucius Fox and Reese talk, then Fox talks to Bruce and about getting new gear.
Yeah, he talks to him about getting a new suit. He's like, I need some new stuff.
Yeah.
So
So he could turn better. Remember in Batman, Val Kilmer, whichever one.
when he's in the plane,
he's like,
yes,
hey,
because he has
turn his whole body. Like,
super lame.
Yeah, it would be hard to turn your head with a cowl. That's for sure.
Yeah, that's true.
Forever, Batman Forever is what it's called.
Yeah, that's good. I liked all the Batmans. All the Batmans.
I like any.
Yeah,
I'll
all
watch any
Batman
Batman.
movies are good.
Yeah. Even like the goofy ones have their own quirks that make them fun to watch.
Right.
Even if they're bad.
Like it's a superhero movie. I mean, it's based on a comic book. You know, it's like it's got to be a little different. I think they're good.
Truly.
Next scene we have Rachel and Dent. They're just having dinner, and Bruce Wayne shows up and he's with this like smoking hot Russian chick, and they're having a conversation about the city and what's good and what's bad and crime and all that good stuff.
She was very familiar, like politically. She had very big political views.
She was really she seemed really intelligent.
Yeah.
And this is the first time we hear Dent say the iconic line, "You either die a hero or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain."
Mm.
He should have took his own advice.
He really should have.
Should have died a
Truly.
hero
Yeah, he really should have.
because he becomes the villain at the end.
He just dies the villain. Oh.
He also dies the villain.
Yeah, he also. Yeah, I mean, spoiler, but
You either die a hero or you die a villain. Basically, is what he should have said.
one of the two. You either die. No matter what, you're gonna die. So.
Death and taxes. That's all we got in life.
Yeah.
Actually, plenty of people skip taxes. So
Nah. Death is probably more guaranteed than taxes.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I've never died before, so maybe I'll live forever.
See, we have Lau is on a TV. He's on like a monitor, and some of the mob guys are just kind of sitting around a table and talking shop, talking to Lau. And Lau's like, "Okay, listen, your money, it's going somewhere else."
He does kind of talk like he's better than
Yeah,
all
he
of
thinks
them.
he acts like he's some pretty boy.
yeah, because he thinks of them as just a bunch of criminals, and he's the smart accountant.
Yeah.
We
guy,
have your
and-
money. Your money is safe.
And he's like, "Of course, I didn't tell you for obvious reasons, and I already moved your money."
And he's like sitting on a private jet.
Yeah, he's on a PJ. But he's like, "I moved your money already."
PJ.
And they're like, "Who stole from us?" And he's like, "Some clown in a purple suit." And then next thing you know, motherfucker walks in, and he's like,
Ha,
"Ha
ha,
ha
ha,
ha
ha,
ha."
And I thought my jokes were bad.
That's good.
I thought that felt pretty good.
That was good. That was good. So he shows up, and one of the guys is like, "Take care of this clown," and he rushes after him right away. And he's like, watch me make this pencil disappear. And he takes the goon's head and just slams it down on the pencil. He goes, it's gone.
Love that. When I was young, I used to fucking love that.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Poke that guy in the eye.
It's
with
crazy to
pencils.
think how young we were when this came out because it was
2008,
08, so we were like 12 or 13.
Yeah, we were like seventh grade.
Yep.
And he's kind of like, oh, so all you mob dealers are just kind of weak now. What happened? Did your balls drop off?
It's in our intro.
Whoa, in our intro.
Show.
So the Joker's talking to the mob, and he's like, I understand why you guys only like to have your little powwows in the middle of daylight. And he looks at him and goes, the Bat Man. And then he's talking about how, listen, like they're going to get rid of all your money. You guys aren't going to have anything. And listen, our boy Gordon here isn't going to be able to get a nickel from his grandma. And that guy freaks out.
Enough with
says,
this cloud.
From the cloud. And
blow.
yeah, the Joker says, let's not blow things out of proportions, revealing a bomb inside of his suit jacket. And he goes, here's my card. And he places it down, and it looks like it's just the Joker playing card. And then he just kind of walks away, and scene.
Skeets out of there.
There is a part in that scene.
Legendary scene.
Great scene. Great kind of sort of intro. We were introduced to him before, I guess, but this is more proper.
Yeah.
But when he's talking to Lau on the TV screen, he mentions that Batman has no jurisdiction. He'll find you and make you squeal.
Find you, make you squeal.
And he does. That's funny.
Yeah, he does. That's a little foreshadowing.
Almost immediately after.
Yeah, really. Because the next scene we have, they're at the Bat Signal, and it's Commissioner Gordon, Harvey Dent, and Batman. So Harvey Dent kind of got his wish and got to meet Batman. And
Harvey called for him himself. Against Gordon's wishes.
Okay, I did not know that. Okay, good little tidbit there.
A bit of tid.
And one thing I really liked about the scene is they're kind of just like talking about what do we do? Like money's missing. Like Lau pieced out. He's like, we don't know where he's at. All the money's gone, and we don't know what to do. So it's all freaking out, and the camera during this scene is like circling around all of them.
Really cool camera over here.
Yeah, which kind of makes it seem really like chaotic and like almost like edge of your seat. And the music is like dum 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 dum.
And they kind of hold that with the next couple scenes too. Like we see when you mention the next scene, we see Batman and Morgan Freeman and Fox talking.
Yeah.
And they're doing the camera circling around.
Yeah. Yep.
Made me dizzy.
Cole was dizzy.
Nauseous.
He gets sick sometimes.
Seasick usually.
Motion sickness, yeah. Even when I'm not at sea.
Andy's claustrophobic. Can you imagine taking this guy anywhere?
Yeah.
it's a
If you put me
nightmare.
like on a small submarine.
You know how many pill
Which has
bags you have
happened
to take for this
many
guy?
times.
I will fucking choke up my own vomit.
That's a different sound, Corbin. So next scene we have Batman talking to Lucius Fox, and he gets a new suit, and he's like, "Hey,"
Penis.
Yeah.
he's like,
Yeah.
he's like, "Hey, Lucius, is this new suit gonna be do good against dogs?" And he's like, "No."
You talking chihuahuas or Rottweilers? Some shit.
Should be good against cats.
Be good against cats.
Yeah, but cats, lions and tigers, they'll fuck you up.
Well, not cat.
More than a...
Little tip of the cap to catch woman.
But they're talking about a thing. Lucius and the Batman are talking about this thing called Skyhook, which eventually really is just kind of going to extract someone from a building, the ground, with an airplane and kind of just a hook, which...
The hookers.
from SpongeBob. Look, SpongeBob. Which Corbin mentioned that it, or maybe it was Cole that mentioned this.
It's probably me.
It was Corbin.
Probably me.
It was Corbin.
What were you going to say?
I think it was me, actually. That they
I
used
think
that.
somebody called me and said it.
They actually used that in Vietnam. The Skyhook.
Oh, that was me that said that.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Which kind of comes up in a little bit.
It was me. It was me.
Then at the dinner earlier, Harvey Dent.
It was Corbin.
It was Corbin.
Happy.
After
I
you
just
guys,
wanna hear your
I'm
bitching.
actually not. I'm actually not happy because you guys just lied. You're like, I think I said that. No, I think I said that.
It was a joke. You're always freaking out.
We'll talk about this when we're done with the sode. My notes. Yeah, grab him, bitch.
I'm doing it because I felt. Oh, I lost your page.
Oh, no, I'm not gonna know what to say.
Let me find it. I've done enough harm. I want to help. Where is it though?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Do it without him next time.
Whose side are you on? I found your page.
Thanks.
You're welcome. I'm sorry I caused all this drama in the middle of the pod.
Me too.
We'll figure. We'll get
I wasn't
it.
talking to you.
We'll get it ironed out, guys. Don't worry. Do not worry. We'll figure it
It's
out.
just that sometimes you can cut the tension with a knife in this fucking show.
I don't think that's true. I think it's mostly just you.
All right, cut that.
You think it's
Cut
mostly
that,
just
cut
me?
that,
Maybe you're right.
It is kind of
I'm a toxic person.
So we have Skyhook. Then next thing you know, earlier in the movie, when Batman was with Harvey Dent. Get out of here!
Just making sure I could hear you.
Get out of here!
BJ spilled my beer earlier. That's why this towel's here.
Yeah, there's been a lot of tension ever since he spilled that that beverage earlier.
I kind of wish Cole would just leave. And
We're
could just
rushing.
this
We're
out.
rushing through this just so we can go our separate ways.
Yeah.
So we can get rid of
We do this for you.
we just for you guys. We don't like each other.
Our friendship ended after episode 2.
Yeah. After fucking dodgeball.
Yeah, that was about it.
Yeah.
That was the straw that broke the camel's back.
Yep. But Batman earlier in the movie when he was sitting at dinner with Harvey Dent and Rachel Dawes, which is Harvey Dent's lady,
Played by Maggie.
Maggie Gyllenhaal, girl.
Got those trenches on her. Never mind.
She's so gross.
She originally in Batman Begins, which is the predecessor to this movie, she was the Rachel Dawes character was played by Katie Holmes, who Tom Cruise was in love with at one time.
Katie Holmes.
Yeah, Katie Holmes.
Right.
She didn't want to come back.
Mission Impossible. Am I right?
Is she in Mission Impossible? Oh, is she in the first one?
I was just saying that because of Tom Cruise. I have no idea if she is or
I don't
not.
think she is. But yeah, she was the original Rachel Dawes.
Yeah.
Do we know why she wasn't in this one?
She wanted to be in the movie Mad Money instead.
Jeez, and that movie did
what
really
a-
well.
What a
Everyone's
pick.
favorite
What an
movie-
idiot.
Everyone's favorite movie, Mad Money.
What a dumbass.
One of the most iconic, influential movies of all time. Mad Money.
What a moron.
She could have been in what's generally known as one of the greatest
Movies.
movies
Superhero movies
ever.
or movies
Yeah,
of all time.
but she
instead,
wanted to be in Mad Money.
who's in Mad Money? I don't even know who's in that fucking movie.
Maybe Queen Latifah. I don't fucking know.
You know.
What a stupid career choice. Hold on, let me sound off.
I guess if you're gonna date a Scientologist, you might not make a lot of great ideas.
I don't know what the relationship was at this time.
What in the world? I'm not gonna be in a Batman movie. What Batman movie?
She was already in a Batman movie.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. Right. And it was successful. Why would you not be in another Batman movie?
Because
I
she
don't
wanted to be
know.
in Mad Money.
That's so stupid. Oh my god.
Did you know that
It's idiotic.
that like Scientologist members are like landscapers and shit at Tom Cruise's properties, and they get paid like $50 a week through the church or something absurd? They're like indentured servants for Scientology,
crazy.
pretty
That's
much.
so sad.
Yeah, and they're not allowed to like talk to Tom Cruise if he's ever home when they're
Sounds like a
working at his
balloon.
properties or whatever.
That's weird.
I just read that like a week ago.
That's weird.
Yeah, Scientology is pretty bad.
It's cool.
Pretty bad.
Pretty bad.
Pretty bad.
Pretty bad.
Ask Hyde from that 70s show. It makes you want to rape people, apparently.
Yeah, weirdo.
Or maybe that's
Oh, Danny
Just who
Masterson.
he is.
Danny Masterson. Or maybe he wanted to do that without Scientology.
I don't know if they're connected at all. Both of them.
Scientology
bad
helped cover.
choices.
Scientology helped cover it up for a while.
Yeah, that's true. Pretty powerful group of folk.
They are a lot of wealth in there. Interestingly enough.
They're not ran by Tom Cruise, but they might as well be.
I like to think that someday he becomes like the ultimate leader.
Yeah, there's that video of him doing a speech like, in front of a bunch of Scientologist rally people, and there's like a big picture of the Scientology founder. He like salutes it. You ever seen that? He
No.
salutes the founder.
Jesus.
It's on the YouTubes.
Is it L. Ron Hubbard? Is that the?
I don't know his name, honestly.
Is that the Scientologist?
I thought that guy was Mormon.
I'll have to double check on that.
Yeah. Tom's a bit of a loon.
He's that clip
But
of
I
him.
also kinda
That
like
clip
him.
of him like walking, like he's in a movie,
He's at Tom
and he like
Cruise
steps out in front of a bus.
walking in real life like he's in a movie. I like him because he's kind of a meme.
Yeah. He can never play like a normal, well-adjusted guy in a movie. He can never do that because he doesn't know. He wouldn't know what to do.
Yeah. I love him as Ethan Hawke. Ethan Hunt. Ethan Hawke's an actual actor. Ethan Hunt is what I meant to say.
Do you know Tony Hawk's brother? Mike Hawke?
No. Oh, Mike Hawke. This is a family show.
You're talking about attracting kids earlier.
I said I didn't want to attract kids.
It's a family show. We want to attract
I
kids.
said I didn't want to attract kids. That's why I don't have a trampoline now. I also live in an apartment.
That would be so funny if you set up at a trampoline outside your apartment complex.
Hey, if everybody in the apartment complex wanted to bounce on it, they can. But I'm not encouraging them to.
I think it'd be funnier if you had one outside of your apartment complex, but you said Cole Brandt usage only.
Yeah,
it's you had like motion detectors on it, so if someone tried to jump on it, you could go out there and tell them to fuck off.
That's a good idea. I feel like that would clear any rumors of me wanting children to hop on my trampoline.
Yeah.
If
you scream at a couple kids,
like, hey, get off my lawn! Don't go near the trampoline. That's what I'll say, and hopefully they listen, because that's my trampoline.
you're gonna get a text from your landlord. Hey, I'm getting word that there's a trampoline outside blocking some people from moving their cars.
Yeah, and I'd be like, yeah, don't worry. It's not because I want kids to come. It's my own trampoline.
It's more of where you set it up that's the issue.
I don't understand.
It's also killing the grass.
We mow around it.
Earlier, Harvey and Batman and Rachel Dawes were having dinner,
Mm-hmm.
and
I'm still there.
yeah, you interrupted me like 4 times.
Sorry.
I have one more thing to say now that I look at my notes. So obviously Heath Ledger died
Right.
after he was done with the movie, but there was actually a stuntman during production that died in an accident,
Really?
involving a vehicle during filming.
Oh shit!
Really?
What happened? Do you know anything else about it?
I just know it was some accident involving a vehicle during production.
And it was Heath Ledger stuntman.
It wasn't Heath Ledger stuntman.
Just a
It was a
Gotcha.
stuntman.
Gotcha. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I didn't know that either until I looked. But yeah, so
Somebody died on this movie.
yeah, that happened. Like Deadpool 2. Deadpool 2, somebody died. Stuntman died. It was
Really?
a woman, actually. Stunt woman died in Deadpool 2.
Really?
I think a stunt woman lost her arm on one of the Matrix movies.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah.
And then obviously there's the Crow.
Brandon Lee.
Yeah.
got accidentally shot Alec Baldwin style during the film.
Rust
Yeah.
style.
It
Are
happens.
they still Are they still like gonna make that movie?
I hope not, dude.
I hope not.
I bet they do.
As like a
I bet they do.
tribute.
Like
to
I
the person that
like I
died.
said before, I feel like
They'll try to make it.
I feel like there was no way Alec Baldwin starring in a western could ever be good.
Yeah, what the fuck? He's not a Western actor. He's like a New York guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you're
He
at.
was in the Mission Impossible movies, though, and he dies.
How does he die in a couple of the movies?
Well, he died in one of them. He died in the second one he was in.
Oh, okay.
He was like a guy. Yeah, places to be.
No, I just got something on my watch.
So Harvey Dent and Rich with Oz, they're eating dinner.
Yeah, so they're eating dinner, and they mentioned that they're going to see some ballet, and Batman ends up Bruce Wayne takes out all of the ballet like chicks on a boat instead, like on the day of the ballet, so they can't go, which I thought was hilarious.
That's a little
pretty
later.
pimp move.
later.
How about them apples? Then he's kind of chilling on the boat with the babes with Alfred, and this random plane kind of rolls up.
Because they set up their plan to get Lao in Hong Kong.
Yep, because they're like, hey, Lao's in Hong Kong. Like, we got to go get him.
Got to make him squeal, as the Joker said.
We got to make him squeal. And he's on the boat with the babes, and the plane
the
kind of
babes.
rolls up.
Ballet.
And he's like, you going to be okay here, Alfred? And Alfred's like, I mean, yeah. And he kind of hops on the plane, and then he's gone from there.
Great, and he dove into the water. Great form from
He did.
He did
have a great
When he
dive
dove
into the
later
water.
on in his Batman suit, he had like a similar form on his dive.
He has a history of diving.
He does.
He's a good diver.
Does this mean that the guy that was flying the plane knows that he was working with Batman? The guy that because he does the skyhook thing later on.
I guess he's
I think the
got it, right?
plane was just like a remote control.
Oh.
I just made that up.
Yeah, I was like,
'Cause we said that earlier about the Batman.
they could have had like their own pilot, but just used the plane.
That's true.
Yeah, I don't know. I never really thought about that, but he had to know something.
Yeah.
But he didn't. I don't know. Maybe he just thought he was flying Bruce Wayne to fucking Hong Kong for whatever reason.
Yeah.
You never know.
Maybe Bruce Wayne's supposed to go to Hong Kong.
Yeah, Bruce Wayne wants to go to Hong Kong. Take Bruce Wayne to Hong Kong.
I guess I'll do that.
Take Bruce Wayne to Hong Kong.
Next scene we have the mob is playing pool, and
Billiards.
yeah, or billiards to the common folk, and his kind of like his cronies bring in a body bag, and they're like, "Here, we got the Joker." And he's like, "Okay, that's 500 dead," and the Joker then pops out of the body bag and is like, "How about alive?"
Stabs some guys as he jumps out of there.
Yep. Puts his knife in the crony's mouth and says, "You want to know how I got these scars? My father was a drinker and a fiend." And he goes through that whole speech, which is iconic speech. I mean, I remember like
So many iconic scenes.
yeah, I remember like when this movie came out, like downloading the MP3 of that on my phone. Hey, I want to know I got these scars. Just to memorize it because I thought it was badass.
He's it's incredible how good of a acting performance he has in this film.
Pretty much
Yeah,
every
incredible.
scene that he has any long dialogue in. Any scene with him
With the Joker
is
is incredible.
Amazing.
But he died.
But he died, unfortunately. Super sad. Which we could have been so good.
It could have been the next one.
Would have been so good. That speech brought like one of the taglines for the movie, "Why so serious?" Which is on like a lot of posters and stuff like that with the Joker.
And later on, he
memorable
gives
line.
a different reason for how he got the scars.
it's always a
before.
different reason.
It's multiple choice.
Yeah. But then he kind of looks at the mob guys and he's like, "Okay, listen, guys, not enough room on my team for everybody, so we're gonna have tryouts." Cracks a pool cue in half and he's like, "And bad news, there's only room for one of you." Throws half of the pool cue on the floor and he goes, "Make it quick," and walks out.
We never get to see who won that.
Pretty badass. We never find out either.
Which
So
is kind of a thing. Yeah. Oh, also in that scene, one of the guys that brings in Joker in the body bag looked exactly like Lil Yachty.
shout out Libo.
I know you want this
Libo.
for life. Taking pictures with all my eyes.
It's cold like Minnesota.
Cold
Cold like Minnesota.
Call like Minnesota.
When I went to
Call like
the
Minnesota.
when I went to a Little Skies concert a few years back, he sang this song because we were in Minnesota.
That's dope. That's dope. That'll be a dope
That's
concert.
my story.
And that's
sticking to it.
That's
I'm pretty sure I already said he fell off the stage on this pod, so I won't tell that
Yep.
story.
He fell off the stage.
But I did. I touched his arm.
Nice.
You guys know I touched his arm.
That's cool.
Did you get like your arm around it, or did you just kind of
Well,
brush it?
So I was in the mosh pit for a little while, and I was like, "This fucking sucks, bro." And I left the mosh pit because it was just people. It was my claustrophobia kicking in. And So I kind of wiggled my way out of the mosh pit, and I just went like in the rafters, and I bought a slice of pizza.
You did not go into the rafters.
Yeah. That's where I was.
Isn't the rafters like like was holding the ceiling up?
Yeah.
Well, no. Remember in the Country
The upper
Bears?
deck?
In
You
the
went into
Country
the
Bears,
upper deck.
Henry Taylor sat up in the rafters and listened to music. That's where I was, in the rafters. And I bought up a slice of pizza because I was hungry.
Okay.
And then I watched the rest of the concert, and he actually left the stage and started singing all over the place. And he walked right by me, and I touched his arm, and I got shoved away by security.
Don't touch his arm.
I couldn't.
Don't touch him.
They didn't want me to touch his arm. I have a video of me being that close.
Isn't that like the point? So he can kind of get like, by
Yeah,
fans?
but
Just can't touch him.
Don't touch me. I was just kidding. You can touch me all you want. Not down there though. But yes, I got really close to the little skies. And bring it back to what this has all been about. We thought Lil Yachty was the actor in that scene.
It wasn't.
It wasn't.
It was not.
looked
It
a
was
lot
not.
like him.
It was not, though.
He was probably like our age.
Yeah, probably.
He was probably
He's
like
probably
12 or
around our
13.
age. Yeah. That wouldn't actually be Lil Yachty. And also, Christian Bale kept the mask, the Batman mask.
As he should. He should have got to keep the whole outfit.
I would have kept everything from that movie. I would have
He
wanted.
didn't
to
have
keep the
room.
Tumblr.
He didn't have room for the rest of the fit.
Next scene we have they're in Hong Kong, and Lucius Fox is going to meet with Mr. Lau, and he's walking into like the Lau's headquarters or whatever, and he turns in his cell phone, or so we think, and then he's meeting with Lau, and he's like, oh yeah, so like about that business and everything. Lau's like super pumped. He's like, yeah man, can't wait to do it. It's gonna be great. And Lucius is like, yeah, that's by the way, it's not gonna happen. And
By the way,
Lau's like, I think a simple phone call would have been fine. And Fox is like, well, Mr. Wayne just didn't want you to think that he was wanted to deliberately waste your time. And Lau says, just accidentally wasting it, which really just leads back into that thing of like, he's a bitch.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's just a bitch.
He thinks he's quite smart.
Yeah, he thinks he's the man.
But Morgan kind of got the best of him in that situation.
Oh, yeah, he always does. And he just laughed it off.
he's like, huh,
Yeah.
accidentally. Very good.
Yeah, very good, Mr. Lau, you dumbass.
Morgan Freeman looks like my grandpa Donnie if he was black.
Yeah, that's a good way.
He does.
That's a good way to think of it.
I can see it. I can see it.
I've always
Yeah.
kind of thought that.
Yeah.
He
Sure.
remember he
Drove
he
the
drove
bus.
the bus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Grandpa Donnie's a man.
Yeah. Truly.
When Lucius is leaving the place of Mr. Lau's, he is going to get his cell phone, or he's walking by the desk that he gave the person his cell phone, and the guy's like, "Hey, you want your phone back?"
Hey, you're gonna leave without your phone, are you?
And Morgan Freeman just kind of goes,
Down nuts.
"Nah, man, got it right here."
Bitch.
So
and-
he puts the phone in like the clear drawer.
Yeah, and then the NPC turns around and is like, "Okay, I'll go put this back in the drawer then."
Basically, he was an NPC.
Yeah.
Yeah. He didn't know where to put the phone.
So that was funny.
That's never happened before.
Um,
That wasn't part of training.
He's like, "Wait a minute, this guy had his phone. What do I do with this?"
I could have swore I took this phone from him.
Wait a minute,
How many phones does this guy got?
this guy's got two phones. I got two phones.
Or was this a different black guy?
Wait a minute.
Cut that.
Next, we have the 2-minute and 30-second extraction. So, Batman. I don't know why that's not either.
I like that a lot.
He
We got the 2-minute,
Something about it was
30-second extraction.
Batman pumps a bunch of bombs.
Literally. And because it's Christopher Nolan, it was exactly 2 minutes and 30 seconds from when they blew up.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he goes in and he beats all the bad guys up and he captures Lau. and he grabs him, and I love how when he's dragging him through the office, he's literally dragging him by one leg. He's
He's just like a
walking.
little bitch. He's just dragging.
He's walking with his leg. He's like,
And I was like, stop.
please stop. I have money and stuff.
Yeah, that's how he talked.
Yeah, little bitch.
Yeah, it's just like loud being a little bitch.
Also, like to mention that Batman, when he flew through the air to get to the building, super badass.
Extremely.
Badass.
Super badass.
It was quiet, but it was making the fabric flapping noise,
It was badass. And he has Lau, and then he just skyhooks the fuck out of there. And a plane flies by, and he just zips right out of there.
I think we forgot to mention the reason Morgan left the first phone behind is because it acted as a sonar device.
Yep.
Yeah.
So he could use it map out the building
To find Lau.
Yeah.
And Bruce Wayne was like, "Oh, he uses sonar like a submarine, Mr. Wayne." Exactly.
Yeah.
Because he thought it was gonna be bad because Batman.
And that thing, when the plane flew by and Batman shot that up, and then they hooked out to the plane and he flew away.
Yeah.
They actually used that in Vietnam.
Yeah, right. Mentioned that already.
I'm gonna double check and make sure that's true.
Sounds like it could
I could have swore that it was a thing.
You don't know for sure?
I feel like it was.
I'm like,
You're spreading,
I feel like I've read that too.
I'm pretty sure it was. Yeah.
you're spreading misinformation. You just kicked us off. Kicked off Spotify.
Remember, kicked off. Neil Young's gonna want to take his shit off even farther.
Sorry, Neil.
Remember when we did the Harry Potter episode and I said Hagrid's motorcycle was a Royal Enfield? It wasn't. It was a Triumph. So I cut it out.
Nice.
I cut out shit from the 3 to Yuma that I said wrong. I said fucking Ben Foster was in Logan. He wasn't in Logan. It was a guy that looks like Ben Foster.
Really? I don't even remember you saying that.
Yeah, that's because I cut it out.
Anyway. So he's got Lau, right?
Cut that.
And Lau goes to jail. And then Dent hits the mob with that Rico.
The Rico.
Song.
The gang laws, right?
Might just get hit with that Rico. Rico.
I have no idea what you're talking.
No, I don't know that song either.
Okay, well, never mind then. If any fans know what that song is, Rico by Meek Mill and Drake, just go ahead and. Never mind.
That was an obscure reference.
So, the mob gets hit with the Rico case, and they all get put in jail at the same time, which is literally 549 criminals.
They're all in court like,
no,
don't arrest me.
Also, when... I'm just going to take over. Also, when the judge...
Little note thief here.
When the judge is she finds a Joker card in the case file, which is interesting. They never really bring that up again. She kind of just throws it to the side.
Well, the fact that she touches it, that actually comes into play because her DNA was on it. That's how they knew that she was gonna get got.
Yeah, she got got.
So yeah. The next scene, they're in the mayor's office, and the mayor's just kind of talking to Harvey Dent. He's like, "Oh man, you put a bunch of people in jail. That's pretty cool, man. Why do you do that?
This ain't eyeliner, though. I just want to point that out right away. This ain't eyeliner.
They're super dark. They're not.
That actor looks like he has
yeah.
eyeliner.
We'll put up a picture of him.
We'll put a picture in there.
Nestor.
Let's put a picture of him
Right here.
so the audio listeners can see.
But they're talking, they're chatting, and then the mayor's kind of looking out the window. And next thing you know, a body just slings down and smashes into the window. Boom! And the guy is clearly dead because he's hanging from a noose. Clearly.
You see a guy hanging from a noose. He's probably dead.
No harnesses here.
And then we see it cuts to the video of that guy on a video recorded by the Joker, and the Joker's like, and his name is Brian.
But yeah, his name is Brian.
Shout out to the Bryans out there.
Yeah.
Oh, my name is Brian Lefebvre, and I'm scared. Don't kill me, Joker.
I'm scared.
Heath Ledger, the parts where he's on TV and he's has the camera himself.
Yeah.
He's doing that shit. Heath Ledger actually directed those himself.
They were so creepy.
Yeah, they
Like,
were.
because it's like the camera's like up his face almost.
Yeah.
Like it's
Yeah.
not at an angle. It's like him like basically holding it like a normal person. would.
Yeah, and then later on,
Blair
he has the
Witch.
hostage hanging upside down,
Yeah.
reading
Yeah.
the news guy.
And he always turns it before he turns it off. He turns the camera on himself too, which is kind of cool. But then we have the video playing, and the Joker. One thing he says that's really creepy during that video is he's like, "Look at me."
Yeah, scary.
It's creepy. But he's saying if the Batman doesn't reveal himself, people will die. And I'm a man of my word.
Starting tonight.
So that's pretty creepy.
Bit of a loon.
Yeah, he is a bit of a loon.
Yeah.
Some screws loose.
Yeah.
This guy.
So Harvey's having a charity
Why were you
event.
touching it?
I'm embarrassed.
Why were you touching it?
I'm embarrassed.
Why were you touching it?
Because I thought I had a bobblehead. And I was like, he's got a few screws loose. Bobblehead. But instead, I just knocked him over.
It would have been fun.
It would have been, but it wasn't.
Harvey's having a charity event. Thrown by Bruce Wayne. It's at like Bruce Wayne's apartment, right?
Where are we at?
It's
Harvey's having a charity event.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know the location of that. It's not.
No,
at his
it is at his apartment because remember
It's his
he
apartment,
has the
'cause
he goes in the panic room.
yeah.
It's like, oh great, you have a
Oh
panic
yeah,
room.
yeah.
So
It is at his
he's
place.
having a charity event, and Bruce Wayne just shows up with a bunch of ladies.
Late.
Bitches.
fashionably.
Yeah, and he comes in and he starts talking, and he it's really a backhanded compliment, because he's like Harvey's like a piece of shit, but I also like respect him.
That's basically what he said.
Yeah.
And
'Cause
he's
they,
like,
they had
oh,
like
He's-
they had a battle of wits at that dinner earlier
They
too.
did. He was
Yeah.
taking jabs at him.
yeah, they like
Bruce
take
was
jabs at
taking
each
jabs
other,
at- yeah.
almost.
Yeah. Yeah.
Little does Harvey know that Bruce Wayne's Batman.
He's fucking. Harvey gets to fuck Maggie Gyllenhaal, who Bruce is in love with. Maggie Gyllenhaal being Rachel Dawes.
Yeah.
She's a little bitter about that, I guess.
So Bruce Wayne kind of just talks, and then he talks, and then him and Maggie Gyllenhaal have like a conversation outside by themselves. And I just wrote Maggie G is Ewy, because she's just kind of gross looking. And at the same time, I mean she is. At the same time, there's just kind of some intense stuff going on in some cut shots where we see like the judge getting into her car, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we also see another detective that's kind of in his office talking to Detective
Loeb.
Gordon. Loeb is his name. Yep,
Yeah.
yep. Loeb is his name.
Mr. Smoky Glass.
Loeb.
Loeb is also the name of one of the authors of The Long Halloween, Jeff Loeb. I believe.
That's kind of cool.
That's gotta be.
He's either the author or the illustrator. I'm not sure. But
You can either write
Tim
or
Sale
draw.
and Jeff Loeb, I think, wrote that comic. And Jeff Loeb writes a lot of good Batman comics. But the judge, she opens like this manila folder that has a piece of paper that literally just says up. And then she...
Yeah, well, she was told that open the envelope, it'll tell you where you're going. And then she got in the car, she opened the envelope, and it just said up.
Yeah.
And then her car fucking exploded.
And then her car exploded everywhere.
Yeah.
Joker cards whenever. That's why earlier we had the bit about the 1,000 Joker cards.
Because they were everywhere.
Because there was Joker cards everywhere and her car
You buy
exploded.
that many good Joker cards.
What was the name of the rocket ship that exploded in the 80s?
Challenger.
Challenger.
Yeah.
I just couldn't remember the name. I just wanted to ask.
Cool.
Explosions.
Cool.
Then we have the lieutenant who is talking to Detective Gordon. And he's like, they're just, I don't remember what they're talking about, but then all of a sudden he goes to take a drink, and Gordon's like, no, don't.
Yeah. Well, Gordon was explaining to him, like, we feel like the Joker is going to, like, have an attempt at your life.
Yeah.
So we got to be cool.
Be careful and stuff. Yeah.
We're just here to watch you.
Yeah.
Make sure everything's okay.
Just relax,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
But don't drink that.
Don't drink that. Oh my God. And then next thing you know, it's poison and he's on the ground and he's dead.
Yeah, but the glass was like smoking, like it was lava.
Yeah. It was like smoking like black ice or something.
That's my favorite little tree scent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The black ice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree. That's the best one.
Mm-hmm.
I want my
That or
car.
new car smell.
I want my
is
car
pretty
to
good.
smell that.
Mm-hmm.
New car smells pretty good. But
I like the smell of my own farts.
well, everybody likes their own brew.
Yeah.
Getting high on your own supply.
I want my car to smell like my own farts.
We should make a fart scented air freshener.
Like Gwyneth Paltrow has those candles that smell like her puss.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that true? Gwyneth Paltrow?
Really?
Yeah,
Gwyneth
she
Paltrow
has Goop.
Pussy
Goop, I think is the name of her
That's
company.
what she calls the smell of her vagina?
disgusting.
No. Goop is the name of the company, and I think she has a candle that's
Vagina scented.
like
Her
vagina,
vagina.
like her vagina specifically. I'm sure it's probably like lavender or some other
Where'd she
shit.
get? Where
but
did she harness that scent?
I'm sure it doesn't actually smell like her vagina. She's just like, this smells good. It's like my vagina.
I didn't know that was a thing.
You didn't know that was a thing?
No, I really didn't.
You should. No, I'm not making that up. You shouldn't be calling.
PJ's not clearing
You
it.
shouldn't be calling bullshit. You should be calling Gwyneth Paltrow a crazy person.
Well, that's
Well, I mean, if she's,
celebrities are crazy, man.
Yeah.
I mean,
They're
if
living in altered realities, man.
if it's similar to her pussy smell, then that'd be the first time I've ever just jerked off to a smell.
I feel like it doesn't smell anything like her puss, and it probably just smells
You've
nice.
never smelled Gwyneth Paltrow's pussy.
I'm not saying I have, but
You don't know what Gwyneth Paltrow's pussy smells like.
like you said, you can't harness the smell of a puss into a candle.
Well, if you like have a jar and you just kind of leave it there for a while,
Well, then they just soak up the scent.
And then you put some wax,
very quickly,
fill it up with wax.
put the cap on, twist it, and it's gonna smell like her pussy. I don't know how that gets into a candle,
Yeah.
though, but
You could go from there.
she probably went from there.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I'm gonna make a candle that has my dick sweat smell on it.
Cole's a dick sweat. That's gonna sell out fast.
Yeah,
Cole's dick sweat.
yeah. Is your house too smell good?
Does your house smell too good?
Do you want your house to smell more like a gym locker room?
Is Cole's sweat smell available at wherever you get your sweat smell candles?
It's the best.
And don't forget your fake doors.
We are at the charity event. Bruce Wayne shows up, and the next thing you know, the Joker and his goons decide to show up.
Of all people, they're after Harvey Dent, correct?
Yeah, after Harvey Dent, he comes in, he goes, "Where's Harvey Dent?"
He's like smacking around the patrons.
Gets himself a snack,
He does smack one pretty hard.
grabs some champagne. He's walking around. He's like, "You know Harvey? You know where he is?
You know where he is.
Yeah.
You know where he is.
You know where he
You
is?
know what I was
Harvey
thinking
is?"
when we were watching that? I was like, if I was that guy that was like supposed to get slapped by Heath, I'd be like, dude, just fucking crack me.
Let's go, man. Do it.
Please hit me as hard as you can.
But he's like, "We are tonight's entertainment." And one old guy goes, "We're not intimidated by you thugs." Who's also
He was legitimately like a U.S. senator in Vermont or some state like Vermont.
just a big Batman
Some
comic
state
fan.
like Vermont.
One of those Vermont type states.
It's cool that he's like a big Batman
Yeah.
comic fan. It just
Yeah.
shows how big the comics like were or
Mhm.
are, which is awesome. But then he's kind of walking around. Then he finds Rachel Dawes, and he's like, "Oh, Rachel Dawes," and he grabs her. He goes, "Come here," and he again puts the knife in her mouth and goes, "Wanna know how I got these scars? My wife,
She was beautiful, like you.
Which is
Not true.
Total lie, according to BJ's notes.
You guys were the ones that said it first, and I agreed.
What? According to your notes, you said Maggie G was Ewie. I was just making a reference to that.
Make me feel bad.
No need to feel bad.
she knows.
Anyways, the Joker's like, "Oh yeah, she got mugged. She got mobbed by these mob bosses and gave her these scars, so I did it to myself. And she can't stand the sight of me."
She left.
And she leaves.
She leaves.
Yeah. Yep.
Then she
And
kind of
then-
fights back a little bit.
Yeah, she kind of fights back, and then Batman shows up.
Yeah.
Okay, and starts kicking ass. All right,
As he
and
does.
Then the Joker kind of takes Maggie G after Batman and Joker's cronies kind of have it in, and Joker and the Batman fight a little bit. Joker takes Rachel over to the edge of the building and is holding her there, and he's like, "Ha ha ha!
Shoots
What
out.
are you gonna do, Batman?" And he's like, "Choose."
Shoots out the window.
And Batman's like, let her go. And Joker looks at him and goes, very poor choice of words. And then lets her just fall.
You know, Gyllenhaal is like a German name.
Heilenhall.
That's what I was gonna say.
Oh, really?
I was gonna say it's pronounced Heilenhall or something like that.
Awesome. Then Batman saves Rachel. He jumps after her and dives after her and grabs her and saves her.
They destroy a taxi.
They destroy a taxi, and they're just kind of sitting there next to each other. And she's like, "Oh, my hero."
He was like eating something.
He's like laying all sideways. He's like, yeah, Rachel, that was crazy up there, wasn't it?
You wanna have sex real quick or no? Okay.
I mean, no.
I do have the zipper designed in my pants.
Lucius made this zipper. You see, he's like, and my dick just rolls out like that.
It just kind of slides right out, and you can just work with that.
He's like, I'm with Harvey.
Yeah.
You know I'm with Harvey.
I did know
He's
that.
like, yeah. I was just showing you this cool thing that Lucius made. Let me put this back in.
Just stick that back in there. Bat cock.
Put the back cock away.
This dude has like a built-in condom dispenser. He hits a button and it like shoots out into his hand.
Oh, looks like someone's really calling the bat signal tonight.
That's what I call my wiener. You know that already. Yeah, I knew that. You want to get back up to Harvey now, though? Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Yes, please.
You want to get off this car? Yeah.
Preferably. Yeah.
What do I do with this?
The next scene, Alfred and Batman are kind of talking to each other, and Alfred's telling him a story about these people in Burma that this guy, help me out, guys. This guy kind of went crazy, and they had to hunt him.
They were gonna kill him, and
Like, are they talking about his military service?
yeah,
Okay.
they ended up just this guy they were chasing ended up running into a forest,
yeah.
and they ended up burning it down.
Yep. To catch him.
Get rid of him.
And Alfred says another iconic line in the movie: "Some men just want to watch the world burn," which he was referring to the Joker at the time.
He has no motive. He just wants
wants chaos and shit to go crazy.
He turns him on.
Yeah. Then we have they catch these two cops that were killed. One of the cops had a name tag that said Patrick Harvey, and the other one had a name tag that said Richard.
Yeah,
Dent.
they were like killed in some apartment together, right?
Apartment. Yep. And then Batman noticed that there's a bullet hole in the brick.
Mm-hmm.
And then he is kind of analyzing the brick and trying to figure out if he can see like a footprint or a fingerprint.
He cuts the brick out of the wall.
Yep, cuts the brick out of the wall, takes it to his lab. He's analyzing it to see if he can figure out like a fingerprint on the bullet.
Probably the most unrealistic part of the movie is how they digitally remastered the fingerprint from how the bullet hole was in the wall or whatever the fuck.
Crazy. And then we have
he's rich.
Yeah, he's got a ton of money. We get it, Batman.
That's true. We get it, Batman.
He's rich. That's his superpower.
Talk to Spider-Man. He's fucking broke.
Yeah, right.
Probably saves more people too.
New York.
Then we have Coleman Reese, who was talking to Lucius Fox at the time, played by Morgan Freeman, and
Still,
he's
Still the same actor.
Still the same actor. And I don't know why I said that.
It's
but
good
he's
to
like,
point out that Morgan Freeman's in
he's
this
like,
movie.
hey, listen, I understand and I know that you know who the Batman is, and I know it's Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
And Lucius Fox is kind of like, wow, okay, so you claim that you know who the mass vigilante is who goes around and beats people up during the night, and your plan is to blackmail him? And Coleman Reese kind of eats his words a little bit, and he's like, oh, I guess I never thought of it that way. And then Morgan Freeman just goes, good luck.
he's kind of like chuckling as he.
He's like, good luck, dude.
Yeah, and he just kind of took back because he had blueprints of the Batmobile, which is how he figured out that Bruce Wayne was the Batten.
Yeah, the Batman.
He's like, just take
It's the bat.
He's like, you can just take those. Then the next scene we have the parade for the dead judge that blew up in the car earlier, and the cop that was drinking
Loeb.
Loeb.
Lisa Loeb.
Why are you upset about me not?
I wasn't upset.
You seem very annoyed. You're tapping.
I
your pen
no,
and you're
I really
giving me a
wasn't.
look.
I really was.
You really were
I was
tapping your pen.
completely unintentional. I yelled Loeb because I knew his name was Loeb.
Yeah.
And you didn't say it yet.
Do you understand why we thought you were?
I understand.
Do you get why we thought you were upset?
It's because I yelled it and I started going like this.
Yeah, which
implies impatience.
implies impatience.
It does imply impatience. I wasn't trying
So,
to.
I don't know. Maybe just try to control your attitude a little bit.
Just dial it,
Again, it was completely unintentional.
just dial it back a little bit, man.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I didn't mean. You're the one that kind of halted this whole thing because you got mad at me for
It's not,
So it's BJ's fault. Got it.
Yeah.
doesn't make any sense.
You were literally the reason we stopped to talk about this.
Yeah, but I wasn't the one doing it with the distracting behavior, which was you.
I wasn't. It was unintentional.
All right, I'm gonna add this to the list of points I want to bring up in our next meeting.
Okay, good. Thank you, Corbin.
You got me in trouble with Corbin.
Well,
You're gonna earn a demerit if you're tapping your pen.
If you're being impatient like that, you're gonna get a demerit, dude.
BJ's getting a star. You're getting a demerit. It is what it is.
Star?
Fuck yeah, I get a star.
He's been a good apple.
Been a good podcaster.
Good potter.
Good potter. Good potter.
You on
great potter.
the other hand.
Tapping your pen and whatnot.
I'm fucking sorry.
You get demerits. Gosh dang it. The parade's going on, and Bruce finally figured out. Bruce has finally figured out, okay, I know whose fingerprint this is. And it takes him to a random apartment. And he's kind of like looking out the window at the parade, and there's a timer that's ticking, and it kind of pans between a scene of the soldiers in the parade that are doing shooting the guns.
The men at arms.
Yeah. The
parade
men at arms.
stuff.
And the timer goes off. Someone shoots up into the window
Ding.
at Bruce Wayne.
Because the shutter flew open.
Because the shutter flies up. Someone shoots up into there. Then we see another shot that goes straight towards the mayor, and we see a shot of the Joker, who is standing in the line. No makeup. The only time in the movie you see him without makeup.
Just a guy. It's only for like 2 seconds.
2 seconds.
So this is one of the scenes that created the theory that he used to be a soldier.
Yeah.
Because he knew how to do like the color guard,
Yeah,
men
he
at
knew how to do all that
arms
stuff.
thing
He
or
could
whatever you
shoot
call it.
and-
Yeah, that's easy to believe.
Yeah. So that happens, and they shoot at the mayor, but Detective Gordon comes and runs and jumps in front of the mayor and risks his own life for the mayor and ends up getting shot and dies.
This is the only thing that we were like not sure if it was like a plot hole or something. The plan with Gordon faking his...
Because he fakes his death.
Because he does
He's
end
not
up faking
really
his
dead.
death. Did they plan that ahead, or
How did they know, like, for sure that
the
someone
Joker
was
was
going
going
to
to
shoot?
attack? Risky plan.
Yeah. And what if he just didn't get there in time, Gordon?
Or if he actually
And
got
how
shot in
did
the
he
face.
even not die?
Did the Joker just miss and he acted like he got shot?
I guess, but wouldn't he have like a bullet hole in his body?
If the Joker missed his shot, he wouldn't. And he just
So
and he
why
just
would
acted
so
like
why would he be
stuff.
dead?
he acted like it hit him.
Yeah, but he would have but the people like going like
Oh,
looking
yeah.
at him like, there's nothing here. He's like, no.
The coroner isn't on it too.
He's like, there's literally nothing wrong with this guy,
I'm dead.
and he's breathing fine. He's like, no, I'm dead.
Yeah, that and fucking his family thought he was dead too.
Yeah. Talk about a roller coaster.
Yeah.
So that is kind of a hole because like select people wouldn't have to know he's alive, but why wouldn't he tell his family that he's faking? It doesn't really make any
He
sense.
was trying to keep them safe. He does mention, because if they did know that he was still alive,
that
that's
would
not protecting them.
somehow. Couldn't they just pretend that they think he's?
Well, maybe they're not good at keeping secrets. You know,
Are they just gonna tell some?
that
of
wife of his seems like a real blabbermouth.
She's just gonna tell some of the Joker's goons that he's not actually dead.
Because her husband's dead and she's trying to get some new dick.
Oh yeah, she probably had some on the line already. Because he's so busy, he's never home.
That's probably he'll never get that commissioner job unless he fakes his own death or something. But that'll never happen.
Next, we see Harvey Dent.
Keep going.
Walks up to an ambulance, which has like one of the soldiers that was in the color guard. And he has a Rachel Dawes like jacket on.
He's working with the Joker.
working
So
with the
clearly he's
Joker.
working with the Joker.
He's
And
working with the Joker.
Harvey,
That guy was also in the Suicide.
The new
he was
Suicide
the
Squad.
polka
Oh
dot
yeah,
man.
he sure was.
yep.
Polka
he's-
dot man.
I feel like he's in same. Not
He's
same
also an
movie.
Ant-Man, I think, too.
He's in a different movie. That's like he plays a different character. He does a really good job.
Marvel,
Wars?
yeah.
Star Wars.
That's all I got. I don't know.
Okay, I didn't ask you to figure it out.
Well, I was just trying to help you.
Anyways, Harvey takes the ambulance with the goon in the back.
Do you really not want me here?
Do I need to go?
And he just kind of drives away, and that's the last time we see him. Next, we see Batman. Batman goes clubbing. He goes to a nightclub to see Sal Falcone, and we see him like beating the shit out of a couple of dudes as he goes to meet Sal. And Harvey has captured one of the
He captured the guy on the ambulance. He drove away
guy
with
in the
him.
ambulance,
Yeah.
drove away with him, and he's captured him, and now he's like kind of like
yeah.
Two-facing him.
interrogating him.
Yeah, before he was even Two-Face, he was
Yep.
Two-Facing him.
Yep.
Yeah, and Batman has Falcone, and he's interrogating him at the nightclub, and drops him from like a super high distance and breaks his legs. And then Harvey,
And then he
same-
immediately gives in.
yeah,
After that, too.
immediately is just like, this is
It's
what.
like, oh, I don't know what's this.
Your plan worked perfectly. My legs hurt. What do you need to know?
yeah.
I'll tell you anything.
Whatever you want to know, I'll tell you. But at the same time, Harvey's trying to interrogate the soldier and beating him up, and the soldier's like, dude, I don't even know what's going on. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know anything. And Batman shows up to stop Dent, and he's like, listen, this guy's a paranoid schizophrenic. You're not going to get any information from him. He doesn't know what's going on. And he's like, listen, you can't do this type of stuff, because if you get arrested, then the whole, like, if people were to see this, the whole city would be ruined. So he's like, you got to do your job,
You're
bro.
a symbol of hope, Harvey.
You're the symbol of hope, yes.
Yeah.
Harvey.
Took the words right out of my mouth. Cool.
I'm always a step ahead of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Harvey then holds a press conference, like stating that he is the Batman, and then they take Harvey away.
I'm Spartacus.
What?
I'm
What?
Spartacus.
Harvey?
I'm
You're
Spartacus.
the Batman. Then as they're transporting Harvey to jail, the Joker hijacks
It's pretty intense here.
A semi.
a
Yeah,
semi.
It's pretty intense.
Then
Great
they
scene.
are driving. This is one of the best scenes of any movie, in my opinion. This movie has so many iconic scenes. But they're driving the like guarded truck.
Do you
with
remember
Harvey
the
Dent in
scene
the back.
in the animated Tarzan movie where Kerchak dies?
No.
You remember that?
No.
Well, I think that trumps this scene.
Okay. Thanks for your opinion.
We'll cover that one next.
Thanks for your opinion.
You've seen Tarzan.
Yeah, the animated.
Son of man, look towards the
Phil
sky.
Collins?
One of the best soundtracks of
Phil
any
Collins?
movie.
Yeah.
Phil Collins
The
didn't have to
best.
go that hard,
But he did.
Fucking slapped.
But he
that.
did for us.
Phil Collins went
Yeah.
off.
He's
Yeah.
fucking,
Son
he
of
went
man,
fucking
look
nuts. with that.
towards the sky.
Fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Wrecking the Camp. That's what that song's called.
What's it called?
Wrecking the Camp. That's what it's called. Or it's Trashing the Camp. One of the two.
Ooh,
Trashing the Camp.
could be either.
Shooby doo dabba dabba dibby dabba doo da.
Cool.
Anyway.
So the Joker hijacks a semi, and the guarded truck is kind of riding with Harvey Dent. They're driving along, and they're like, "Oh, we gotta cut over to Lower Fifth because there's something in the road, and it's a fire truck that's just in the middle of the road on fire."
The fire truck was on fire.
Yes.
What do you do then?
Who do you call?
Who do you call? Not
You just,
Ghostbusters.
you just let it
The
burn.
Ghostbusters are exclusive for ghost problems.
Yeah,
not fire
not
problems.
burning fire truck.
Unless the
problems.
ghost was like breathing fire.
Right, and then the fire truck.
There was that
potentially
slime
help.
ghost. Remember the slime ghost?
Yeah. Ectoplasm.
Ectoplasm ghost. Slimer.
Then we see the armored truck driving with Harvey, and a semi pulls up next to it, and it looks like a circus semi. Yeah, and instead of laughter, there's an S written in front of the laughter to say slaughter, spray painted in red.
Slaughter is the best medicine.
Yeah, agreed. And then the Joker
I
kind
didn't even
of
notice that, honestly. I didn't know that.
really. Really?
I didn't notice that. No,
You've never noticed that?
Really?
I didn't actually
Damn.
notice that until you brought that up.
That's cool. Then the Joker kind of pulls open the door for the semi and just starts shooting. Just starts shooting at the armored truck.
Yeah.
He starts with a glizzy, then he switches to a sawed-off shotgun.
The guys on the armored truck are like, Aaron Eckhart's like, he's gonna need more to break through the walls, right?
Yeah.
And the cop's like, he's gonna need a lot more to break through this.
These
and then
are
it cuts
built-
back over to the
built
Joker,
for
and he
that.
pulls out a fucking RPG.
RPG. And then the driver's like, "What is that, a bazooka?" He's like, "I didn't sign up for
I didn't
this."
sign up for this. And as soon as one of your companions or compadres says, "I didn't sign up for this," just count them out. Like they're not going to be any help
You're
anymore.
not gonna be helpful. I'm done talking to you for a
we're
while.
done.
Yeah.
You want me to drive?
You want me to do that?
Yeah, and if they're the one driving, you're fucked.
You should take over.
Yeah.
You're a pussy. Yeah.
I didn't sign up for this.
What we gonna do? What we gonna do?
What are we gonna do, cub?
Then Batman miraculously shows up after a few unsuccessful RPG attempts.
And at this point, the Joker actually legitimately thinks that Harvey Dent is Batman.
Yeah, he actually thinks Harvey Dent's Batman. Like,
Yeah.
like that's why Harvey Dent said he was Batman, so that the Joker would think
Yes.
he's Batman.
The Batman
I never made
shows
that.
up.
I didn't make that connection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he even admits, like later in the
really think
interrogation
you were
scene, he's
Dent.
like, for a while there,
Yeah.
I thought you really were Dent.
Well, you threw yourself after.
That part.
That's
That's why. Remember, he's like, when Batman shows up, it's
Yeah.
because he's like, oh, I guess I was wrong.
yeah. So he fires like an RPG, and then he reloads, and then when he goes to fire the second or maybe the third one, Batman launches his Batmobile in front of the RPG and stops it,
Yeah,
which is pretty
badass.
badass.
Yeah.
Then
It's a tough car,
yeah, it's a tough car.
reliable vehicle.
This isn't a car.
It's more of a tumbler.
Batman then crashes the Batmobile and is just kind of sitting there, and all the citizens are like, "Batman, are you okay?" And at the same time, we're cutting over to the armored truck that's still rolling, and we see some more goons of Jokers that are like, Joker's like, rack 'em up, rack 'em up, rack 'em up. And these goons that are up high in the building shoot these tripwires across the buildings, and the helicopters get caught in the tripwires and crash.
Imagine what would
Kobe.
happen in real life in a major city if a criminal blew up a police helicopter.
You go to Chicago, and that happens in the middle of Chicago. It'd be crazy.
Yeah, that'd be big.
That's
news.
going to be on CNN
Yeah.
and
We
MSNBC.
have the news.
We have the news.
Then the Batmobile's sitting
know what
there.
that
I don't know. They're sitting there and it's turning, and there's some citizens looking at it, and they're like, "Batman, are you okay?" And then the Batmobile turns into the Batpod, or a
Batman.
motorcycle. Like it's a super badass Batman motorcycle, and one of the coolest parts of the movie. I
Yeah,
always loved
ejects the left, like half
Yeah,
of
like
the front
left,
part.
Yeah, the left half of the Batmobile.
Mhm.
Super badass.
Self-destructs the other half.
Yeah, blows up.
No one's gonna touch that except for Batman.
Then Batman chases after the semi, meets it head on, shoots like a cable at it, swerves underneath of the semi and around a couple of light poles, and then people in the semi are like, "He missed!"
He missed.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, you see the semi flip upside down and land on its head.
And that they actually did flip a real semi. It's
Actually flipped a
completely
semi.
practical.
Pretty cool.
It's
Pretty cool.
It's true. It's crazy.
The Joker kind of crawls out and starts just walking. He's got like a Uzi with him. He like uses it to get up.
Yeah.
It, like misfires a few times. And then I love
Yeah,
like
those little misfires, it just like adds something to the
Yeah.
character, like some carelessness.
yes, like,
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
I don't give a shit, like whatever.
He's pretty reckless.
Yeah, he's
Recklessness,
reckless. Yeah.
It's pretty reckless.
Yeah, it does really add a lot to the character. That's a good point.
Unpredictable.
And he's like kind of just walking down the street, and cars are driving at him, and he just kind of carelessly shoots at him. He's like, come on, I want you to do it. I want you to do it. Hit me, hit me, hit me. And the Batman is riding at him, and he's gonna hit him, and he pulls up at the last second and
Yeah,
kind of tumbles.
He
it.
wanted to hit him.
He wanted to hit him real
He
bad.
wanted to hit him.
Oh yeah.
But it's not the Batman way.
No. So he tumbles, and then when the Joker's goons kind of run after him, and the Joker runs after Batman because Batman's laying on the ground, kind of not moving. And the goons goes to touch him, and
tumble.
Batman's cowl shocks him, and sends him to the ground. And the Joker like jumps on him and laughing. He's like,
Just fucking goes crazy for a few seconds.
then he's going to shoot him or unmask the Batman, and he gets a shotgun to the back of his neck.
He's like, oh, come on, just give me a minute.
He's like, just give me a minute. Can I just have 1 minute? And Jim Gordon is
I
alive.
thought he was dead.
Oh, he
Everybody
wasn't.
thought he
gotcha.
was dead.
Had to play
Big
possum.
twist in the movie.
Had to play possum to get the upper hand.
Big twist in the movie. The Joker's arrested. They bring him in. They are like doing some inventory on what he's got. He's got nothing but knives and lint. His clothes are handmade. Nothing tracing back to anywhere, which is wild.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No background at all.
He didn't get his threads from JCPenney.
He's not a Kohl's guy.
For damn sure, yeah.
Then they're kind of talking about the Joker. In the next scene, we have one of the most iconic scenes of any movie. The Joker's interrogation.
Well,
in the interrogation room.
have you seen the animated Tarzan where Kerchak dies?
We were talking about iconic scenes in non-animated movies, actually.
Huh?
We were talking about iconic scenes in non-animated movies, actually.
No one said non-animated. No one said that.
Okay. Well, if we
Well,
can
that
just
scene-
let's just put your Tarzan scene at like the pinnacle, and then
we can't even argue against it. Then.
Yeah.
It's number one.
Would that be
There
okay?
you
Would
go.
that be okay for you, buddy?
Yeah.
Would that be good?
Yeah.
Is that good? Does it make you feel good?
Yeah, it does.
Okay, cool.
It does, yeah.
Thanks. As long as you feel good, bud.
Jesus Christ. dude.
God, a nightmare. to
God
deal
and
with.
Jesus Christ.
God
Need
and
'em-
Jesus both.
Need them both.
Why would I argue against that? Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Okay, cool. Can you stop bringing it up?
Well, you keep saying one of the most best of any movie.
I said one of the best.
Okay,
Did
well,
I say
from
the
now
best?
on, just remember that we're not talking about it being better than the Tarzan scene where
Yeah,
what's her
next
name
to the
dies.
Tarzan. Can we make that next time you say
Sure,
something like that?
Sure.
All right. It's really not a big deal. It's really not a big
It
deal.
really seems to be. So.
No,
it does seem to be a big deal.
We're all in agreement now, so
Yeah,
it's
thank
not really a
God.
big deal
Can we
anymore.
stop talking about Kerchak? Can you spell
Kerchak.
Can you spell that shit?
Kerchak. Kerchek, I think.
Yeah, well, he's got a stupid name, so
He's a gorilla.
yeah.
Harambe was a silly name too. And yet we worship that guy.
Whoa.
What are you saying about Harambe?
It said, and yet we worship that guy.
Whoa, that's kind of.
It said his name was silly.
Jeez.
His name-
said it again.
His name was a little gorilla.
Bro.
He had a gorilla-y name, Harambe. You wouldn't name a person Harambe.
That's true.
That's true.
Yeah.
How do you know that?
I mean, you can name a person anything. It's just that you
Harambe
wouldn't.
might be like native.
Harambe
to
is the only
Africa
thing
or-
that's ever been named Harambe.
Never heard of any other Harambe.
But when you hear the name, it's like you've heard it before.
Yeah.
You just accept, like,
guess.
yeah, that's a name for a gorilla.
It sounds like a gorilla's name. Remember when he drugged that kid across his habitat?
People freaked out about that.
They should
Yeah.
not have killed that.
And then they
gorilla.
killed him for that.
And then everybody got their dicks out for him.
And then for like a whole summer, we all had our dicks out for Harambe.
Still got my dick out for Harambe.
Never
Every
for-
time I
never
see my
forget.
dick, I think of Harambe.
Harambe is
Yeah.
synonymous with my dick.
If the Bengals would have won the Super Bowl, that would have been for Harambe.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But they didn't win.
So we have the Joker interrogation scene.
Remember when Matthew Stafford watched that girl fall off the stage?
And he just, like, turned around like, oh, damn.
I actually don't think I saw
Ellie
that.
Smiley
You see the
posted on
video?
Oh,
Twitter
we'll have to show you
saying
after
she
this.
fractured her spine.
It's fucking He's.
We'll
like,
put a
he
clip
was
of
like,
it. We'll put a clip of
Someone,
it in the
someone
pod.
get her, and he just walked away.
He's like, yeah, I just won the Super Bowl. I don't have to deal with this at
Yeah.
all. Surely, right?
He did end up paying for her medical bills.
Okay, good, I guess. That's good.
But no,
to
I
do.
don't think because she fell, he has to pay for her fucking medical bills. Like, Jesus Christ.
If he asked if she was okay right away, he wouldn't have been on the hook for it. But since he walked away, he felt like he had to pay for it.
Because he got a lot of fucking shit for it.
Yeah,
That's-
he wouldn't.
that's
He
why
wouldn't
he's
have paid
paying
for it if he didn't get
Yeah.
shit for ignoring her falling.
Yeah, but she's fine now, I think.
So we have the Joker interrogation scene.
Oh shit.
And it starts with the Joker and Gordon talking in like a dark room. and they're just kind of talking about his plan, and he's just kind of blah blah blah. He's like, I need some information from you, and yeah,
A lot of this.
and he's like, all right, takes the cuffs off of the Joker, and he goes, I'm gonna need a cup of coffee. The Joker goes, oh, the good cop, bad cop routine.
Not exactly.
And Gordon turns around and looks at him and goes, not exactly. Failed to mention that Detective Gordon has now been promoted to Commissioner
Gordon. How we know and love
He was
him.
promoted after the knife scene when Joker was arrested when they went through his
and
shit.
They went through all his shit, and he's like, okay, by the way,
The mayor
The
promoted
mayor
promoted
the
him.
appointed
mayor
him
came in
Commissioner
and was like, here,
Gordon.
you're commissioner now. Gordon goes to leave the interrogation room, and the lights turn on, and we see Batman behind the Joker, and Batman takes the Joker's head and just slams it on the fucking table. And the Joker's like, oh, don't start with the head. Never start with the head. The victim gets all fuzzy. They can never hear the next. And then Batman punches the crap out of the Joker's hand, which is on the table. And the Joker just goes, see?
See? Yeah.
And then Batman interrogates the Joker and is talking about what his plan is and where's Rachel, where's Harvey.
Well, at this point, he doesn't know that Rachel has also been kidnapped. He knows about Harvey.
Right. So he's like, where's Harvey? Where's Harvey?
Yeah.
And then as the interrogation goes on, Joker just kind of keeps egging the Batman on.
Mm-hmm.
And the Batman keeps getting like more and more aggressive. And then I believe the Joker kind of lets, what does he say about Rachel? How does he tell her that? How does he tell the Batman?
Well, he was like when Batman was getting frustrated with him, and the Joker's like, you're going to have to break your one rule if you want to save one of them.
One of them.
He's like,
them.
And then that's when he says, for a while there, I thought you really were dead the way you threw yourself after her.
That's right.
Yeah. So
And
Rachel
then-
and Harvey are gone.
Yeah, so they're both kidnapped.
Yeah.
And this scene like kind of introduced like the theme of Batman and Joker like needing each other
Yeah.
to do what they want to do in life.
Yeah,
Which is a huge thing with like them in the comics and other media.
They like need each other.
Yeah,
a
to
lot of
function
things,
with
yeah.
their motive, to achieve to go after their motive. They're like it's like having the Joker having the Batman and the Batman having the Joker. It's almost like their motivation to do good or do bad.
Yeah, because the Batman needs to stop crime and the Joker loves crime. So
They need each other to do what they want to do. 100%. 100%.
Yeah.
And the Joker doesn't have a plan. He just does malicious things to do them, which makes him impossible to track down almost.
yeah,
But also in that scene, Joker says to Batman, he's like, because he no longer wants to kill him, he's like, you complete me.
That's what he said. Yeah, that's what he
And,
says.
It's humorous to think that the Joker sat down and watched the movie Jerry Maguire and knows where that line comes
you
from.
complete me.
Big movie.
I
about it.
love Jerry Maguire. Show me the money, but then I'll burn it.
Because it's not about the money.
Yeah. Just a big Tom Cruise guy. Joker's a Scientologist.
That would explain a lot.
Yeah.
And so the interrogation keeps going, and Batman's kind of like beating the shit out of the Joker, and the Joker eventually says, "You're gonna have to choose one of them." And he goes, "Where are they? Where are they?" And just starts beating the shit out of him. And the Joker's like, "There's nothing you can do. Nothing with all that strength that you have. Nothing you can do at all."
He's tempting him. He wants him to
Yes,
kill.
he just wants him to kill him. Like, he just wants him to break his rules.
Yeah.
And the Joker's eventually has to tell Batman where they're at. And he says, one's at 52nd Street, which is 50-50, which is kind of funny because he has to
Flips the
find
coin.
one of them.
Oh, okay.
And
Split in half.
and he says the next one is at some other place. I don't remember where it is.
Doesn't matter.
But he has to pick one, and as he's and then immediately Batman like storms out the door, and the Commissioner Gordon is kind of like, "Where are you going? Who are you gonna
Rachel!
save?" And
Go to Rachel!
Batman just goes, "Rachel!"
Obviously.
And
Obviously, I'm going to Rachel.
so then
I'm in love with her.
Commissioner
I fucking hate Harvey. I'm going to Rachel. Yeah. And so Jim calls his people to go to the other
to go to the other one to get Harvey,
Yeah.
and then the Batman ends up showing up at, or I guess this next scene it cuts to Harvey, who's tied up to a bunch of oil drums, and there's like a phone in front of him that's on speakerphone, and it connects to Rachel, who's also tied up to a bunch of oil drums. And they kind of are talking to each other, and eventually Harvey tries to like get loose and ends up knocking over one of the oil drums and falls with his face, one side of his face down in the oil.
Yeah. He's asking for it at that.
He's just I mean a little bit of foreshadowing there. Then the Batman shows up, originally thinking that he was gonna get Rachel, but he walks in and realizes that he showed up to where Harvey was.
Like,
so the Joker. He got him one last time.
Joker. I should have fucking known it wouldn't be that easy.
So the Joker really told Batman that Rachel was at where Harvey was.
Because he knew that the Batman would go for Rachel.
He lied and switched the addresses.
Switched the addresses so Rachel would die. Yeah. And Harvey ends up freaking out. No, why'd you come get me? Blah, blah.
Why are you coming for me?
Rachel's like, it's okay. We can explode. Dead.
She also, before that, when they were talking to each other before Batman got there, she did mention that, I just want you to know that my answer is yes.
I choose you.
That she'll marry him, and like she chooses him over Bruce.
You're right.
She loves him more than she loves Bruce.
And at this time, Joker's still sitting in the interrogation room, and there's a guard that's kind of on duty watching him, and he's like, how many of your friends did I kill? And the guy's like, well, I'm a 28 guy. You don't scare me. I know all the thugs. He's like, I know all the thugs from the other thugs. You're just a thug. And he's like, and by the way, you killed 6 of my friends.
I don't know why he would divulge that.
6.
And the Joker goes,
like he can't believe he killed that many of his friends.
He's like, wow, I've killed so many people. 6, and just from you though.
6 of them. Yeah.
Then the next thing you know, we see the Joker with that same guard. With a knife around his neck, or knife to his neck, excuse me. And these cops are like, what do you do? What do you want? And the Joker's like, what? Say that? What? And there's like, what do you want? And the Joker goes, I just want my phone call. And we see, earlier we saw one of the prisoners had like his stomach
sliced up.
He's like, my insides hurt.
He had a contusion.
Some kind of contusion.
So they look at him, and he's like, he's got some type of contusion. You can see there's like clearly he's been cut open.
A phone.
He's got a fucking Nokia stuck
he's got a Nokia, and the Joker gets his phone call and calls that phone, and
belly phone.
It explodes.
A little phone bomb for you.
Little belly phone bomb.
Yeah.
In the jail.
Belly phone bomb trick.
So the guy blows up in the fucking jail.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the Joker gets away, and he's riding in the car with his head out the window.
He breaks out Lau.
And he grabs Lau, gets him out of there, and he's in the cop car riding away.
Yeah.
The head hanging out the window. And he's like shaking it back and forth.
Iconic.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was super badass. I feel like do you guys know, was that like scripted or no?
I have no idea. I bet the script said something like, the Joker escapes and maniacally hangs his head out the window.
Yeah. The next thing we have Michael Caine reading Rachel's letter to Bruce, basically explaining that she didn't love him and that she loved Harvey.
She friend zoned him.
Yeah, really just friend zoned.
I'll always be there for you as a friend, is what she says.
Moss to Bruce.
You say he's just a friend.
Oh, baby, you got what I need.
Rip.
He did die recently.
Bismarck, yeah.
Then Alfred actually ends up burning the letter.
Master Wayne doesn't need to read this right now.
And as Batman is saving Harvey, Harvey's face gets burnt on half of it.
Because the bombs that he was surrounded by were also exploded.
Yep.
The gallons of
exploded,
the drums of
his
gas.
face started on fire.
Yeah, big explosion.
That'll two-face anybody.
Oh, yeah. So Harvey wakes up in the hospital. And he ends up getting his coin back from Batman. And Coleman Reese says that he knows who the real Batman is.
Was Coleman Reese like an employee of Fox's or something?
He worked for Wayne.
Or did he work for Wayne Enterprises?
That's
Okay.
how he came across. He was going through some old archives, and he came across the Batmobile blueprints. And
That's
how
why
he
you don't
found
go
out.
through archives. You're gonna find something that'll get you in trouble.
Yeah, it's like going through old tweets.
Yep.
Yep.
So he says that he knows who the Batman is, and Commissioner Gordon ends up visiting Harvey Dent, and Harvey's like, hey, what was that? Or I guess Gordon walks in. He's like, what's your deal, man? Like, you're not getting skin grafts. Like, your face, you're just going to leave your face all burnt up and gross and crispy, man?
It looks terrible, man.
It looks like shit.
You look like a burnt marshmallow, my
You
man.
look
Yeah.
gross, man. You look like somebody just left like a piece of wood in the fire for too long.
I'm saying this as a friend and a colleague. You look like absolute dog shit.
And I mean no offense.
And I mean no
And
offense.
a reminder, I mean absolutely no offense.
Like a
but you look
testicle with
like-
teeth. That's what you look like.
You look like a hot peanut butter and banana sandwich on a Tuesday morning in January in Alberta, Canada.
You look like something that I would cook on Sunday morning after church. Like you're just like the left side of your body is just a long streak of bacon.
It looks like I would go to a crawfish boil, and I would get me some fixins, and that's what your face would look like.
Son, I don't need to know a lot about the situation, but I can tell you were on fire recently.
I can tell you've had some fire damage here on the left side of your face.
Some, not all of you, mind you,
Mind you,
but a
good portion.
a good portion of your face, especially.
your face is burnt, man.
You've been dipping your face in the barrel oil again.
You be playing in that oil again, more.
Son, didn't your parents tell you not to set yourself on fire?
It's gonna burn.
Boy,
son.
you gotta stay away from that oil. What if you catch fire?
You really should take that medication and stuff.
You should get them skin grafts. Make sure
Let me get that.
that's pretty.
Get
What do you think?
the nurse in here. We get some skin grafts.
What do you think? Nurse give you a little skin graft? Maybe give you a little skin grab. You know what I mean?
You do a skin graft?
Now that woman's gone. Might need to get a little,
Sorry about Rachel, by
might
the way.
need to take all those skin grabs whenever you get them. You know what I mean?
You're gonna scare people. You're gonna scare people.
Now, I knew you were fucked up, and it frightened me when I saw your face.
I'm not gonna lie. I was frightened.
You're ghastly.
Outside
Disgusting.
the nurses were like, "All right, you better be prepared. He's gonna be pretty disfigured." And I thought I was ready, but I wasn't ready for
By
that.
golly, gee whiz, I tell you what.
When you turned around like that, first of all, how do you blink? How do you blink out of your left eye?
I ain't got no eyelids.
It's like someone took your skin and just removed that, and I can see everything else going
Yeah.
on, but it's kind of burnt on the surface.
Is your eye okay?
Do you need drops frequently?
How does that work?
How do you sleep at night?
You sleep with one eye open? I thought that was just an expression.
Lots of questions to be asked about Harvey's burns.
Agreed. But Gordon's there, and he's like, "Yo, your skin grafts, you're not getting them." And Harvey's like in a terrible mood.
He's in an absolute shit mood.
What's your problem?
What's your deal? Hey man, what's your deal?
Hey, what's your problem,
At
there,
least you're
Harv?
alive. Your girlfriend isn't.
you're alive.
I mean, sorry.
At least you weren't blown to bits like your girlfriend / fiance Rachel. At least you're just fine.
Because she's dead as hell.
Compared to her, you're fine.
Yeah. She couldn't be any deader because there wasn't even a body. Like she just spread apart.
She was mainly. We can see where she used to
There
be.
wasn't even any more pieces of her.
Bone fragments was all.
Lieutenant Steve, I'm pretty sure found her finger. I should have brought it.
We took some.
You know, if anyone deserves that finger, you probably deserve.
Do you
want
want to see any photos of the crime scene?
I took a lot of selfies. Oh no.
Here's a selfie. Here's me. Here's me and what we think to be her body.
Oh, that's a fish I caught last spring.
Oh, I went too far. That's the fish.
All right, Harvey. I'll leave you be now.
But he also asked Commissioner Gordon, "Okay, you can stop calling me Harvey. What was that other name you had for me?" And Gordon goes, Two-Face, Harvey Two-Face, which we kind of are introduced to the iconic Batman villain of Two-Face. Then the next scene.
Oh.
The next scene, the Joker is standing on a pile of money, the mob's money, and he just burns it. He just burns it all.
Only burned his half.
His half, that's right. And the mob's like, what the fuck, dude? Like, that's a lot of money, man. I would have, like, used that to buy, food and stuff.
It's not about the money.
It's about sending. I was going to let you take that.
You should take it.
You sure?
Yeah.
I think you started it.
It's about sending a message.
There you go.
Everything burns.
And it burns. And he just burns it all.
And Lau was sitting at the top of the pile, correct?
He was.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He was. Okay.
Because he doesn't really, like, acknowledge him sitting up there, really, doesn't he?
No.
He throws a stack of money at him at some point.
Okay.
That's funny.
Just hucks it at him.
So he burns all that shit, and then the Joker gets on the news and is like, if Coleman Reese isn't dead in 60 minutes, I blow up a hospital.
And he's in... Coleman Reese is in custody with the police, right?
Yep. So the police then are like, holy shit, we need to protect this guy. And they are like, okay, we're going to grab him and get rid of him. And at the same time, the Joker shows up in the hospital, the same hospital that Harvey Dent's at, and pays him a little visit.
He's got the nurse's outfit on.
Everything.
Face mask.
Looks great. Walks in, COVID friendly. Walks in to see Harvey, sits down, takes his mask off, and
somehow that's when
Harvey reacts. You know?
I'm sure we've all seen the gif of Harvey sitting in the bed calmly, and then the Joker moves his mask. He's like, "Oh shit!
Oh my god, it's the Joker!"
Joker.
And the Joker says, "Hi."
This is awkward.
And kind of just talks about his woman and everything. And then Bruce Wayne is driving in a what kind of Lamborghini, Corb?
It's a Murcielago, which means bat in Spanish, which is kind of clever.
Yeah, it's pretty cool because Batman is bat.
He's a Batman.
Bat, Murcielago means bat in Spanish. But he's driving his Lamborghini.
His Mercy.
Lamborghini Mercy. Down the street, and he knows that Coleman Reese is being escorted by the cops. So he knows what vehicle he's in. And at the same time, Commissioner Gordon is in the car with Reese, and there are cops around him, and one of the cops is like kind of gripping his gun a little tight, and Commissioner Gordon's like, yo, you need to relax, buddy. And he goes, why? Because my wife's in the hospital? And he goes, yeah, that's why. And so everybody is kind of like, do I kill this guy to save people, or do I let him live because that's kind of the right thing to do?
Right.
So people are confused.
It's a moral dilemma.
It is. And then we see a guy, a big dude in a big old pickup truck, revving his engine at a stoplight, and Bruce Wayne kind of notices that. Yeah. And the guy in the truck decides that he's just going to T-bone Coleman Reese, and Bruce Wayne kind of drives in front of it and stops that from happening.
The pickup driver's insurance company is going to be like, you ran into what?
Yeah, right. He's like, you
a Lamborghini Murcielago.
Then the Joker ends up walking out of Harvey Dent's room and blows up the hospital.
And they actually did blow up a building.
I didn't know that.
That's true.
I remember when we were watching it, I was like, fuck, that looks really good. I wonder if that's a miniature. Because it didn't look like CG. Because you could kind of tell, like, around like Harvey Dent's like fake eye that there was some CGI going on. It was really good for 2008, but when that building was blowing up, I was like, damn, that looks real as shit.
Yeah.
Because it was.
It's pretty crazy.
That was real ass shit.
It was real ass shit.
That shit can be real.
And isn't the scene with the Joker in the nurse's outfit like fucking with the trigger not going off?
Yeah,
wasn't that like improvised?
That's all improv.
Yeah,
because it didn't
that's what
actually
they
blow
say.
when it was supposed to.
That's what they say. Yeah.
But I feel like this is one of those movies where there's so many rumors about that part was improv. But I feel like that was one of the ones that was legitimately. Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Then next, it kind of cuts to after the Joker blows up the hospital. It cuts to everybody's freaking out, and they're like, "We got to get off the island."
Yep.
The Joker makes one of the newscasters, that's one of the popular newscasters, read some notes to its viewers.
Mm-hmm.
He's hanging upside down the whole time while he does it, which is pretty dope. And honestly, I didn't know that until you guys said that. I don't think I ever realized that.
Yeah, because
The papers are flying.
the papers are going upside down, and then at the very end, you can. It's only for like
The Joker kind of turns.
you can see the camera turn around, and it once again ends with his like face like.
Yeah. He probably killed that guy.
Yeah.
He just loves killing.
Just love to kill.
Men,
So
women,
people are trying
children.
to get the fuck out of Gotham, right? They're like, we gotta get out of here. So they're getting on these boats and they're getting out of there. Like, we got to go.
Got to get out of Gotham.
And at the same time, Dent, or Two-Face now, is kind of on his own little redemption tour, and he's visiting some of the old cops he didn't like, and he kills a few of them. Gets in the car with Sal Falcone, flips his coin, ends up not killing Sal, but killing his driver, which didn't make any...
He put the seatbelt on right
He put his
before.
seatbelt on. He was like,
Yeah, it didn't show him ever get out of that car or anything. He was just like,
No.
he put a seatbelt on.
The car tipped over.
Tipped over and landed on the side he was sitting.
Yeah.
So it's like he probably would have been fucked up, dude.
hurt his head or something.
Yeah. But Falcone, ends up ratting out one of the cops that actually took Rachel.
It was the Ramirez.
Ramirez.
It was
Yeah.
Ramirez.
It was Ramirez. Like right away rats him out. Then it kind of cuts to the boats, and we have two boats. One of the boats is full of prisoners, and one of the boats is full of civilians. The Batman needs to try to track down the Joker at the time. And the Joker ends up coming over the intercom on one of the boats and is saying, we're going to do a little social experiment. And he explains that there are two triggers. One on the boat with the prisoners and one on the boat with the civilians. And they have 60 minutes, right? It's an hour because they get it at 11, and then they have until midnight to decide whether they're going to twist the trigger and blow up the opposite boat. So big moral dilemma here. The citizens aren't sure if they want to blow up the prisoners, and the prisoners aren't sure. Well, the prisoners are kind of told right away that that's not happening.
Yeah.
And actually, the civilians kind of are too.
Because the guards had the trigger. They're like, we're not going to blow it.
Yeah, we're not going to do that. But
Because they had the triggers for the opposite boats.
Yes.
Right? Okay.
Yes. And then after a while, they kind of get a little uneasy, and they're like, okay, so like, I don't really want to do this, and neither do you. So it's like, okay, what do we do? And make people get nervous.
They hold a vote on the civilian boat, and even after the vote, they can't hit the trigger because it's too heavy of a decision.
It's too much. Even like the toughest guy's like, I'll do it, and he couldn't do it. And then on the prisoner's boat, they're like, yo, are you going to do it? And they're like, no. And then a little cameo from Debo from Friday comes up and says, you don't know how to take a life. And he takes the trigger and throws it out the window.
Yes.
Which in a way is taking a life.
Right.
The lives of everyone on the
all
current
their
boat.
lives.
Yeah.
All while this is happening, go ahead.
Debo, his name is Tommy Lister Jr. in real life. He did die recently. And he was also in this movie called No Holds Barred, where he played a professional wrestler opposite Hulk Hogan.
Really?
That's
And his name was Zeus.
Nice.
That's a good wrestler name.
That's awesome. That's a great wrestler name.
And that is the wrestling connection of the day.
We should try to find one in every movie.
single one.
Every movie we can.
Probably find one.
Neither boats really like pulled the trigger, and at this time, the Batman has been using his sonar technology and the help of Lucius Fox to track down the Joker in the building.
Borderline unethically using the technology because
yeah,
it's kind of
really.
spying on everybody in
It's
the
like
city.
Spygate. It's the same thing that what's his name?
Snowden.
Yeah.
About the NSA.
Yeah. But he finds the Joker, and he ends up climbing up, beating them all up. The Joker has replaced the cops or the doctors with patients.
Mm-hmm.
And the patients are the good people, or the prisoners are the good people. Or no, the goons are the good people. The people that are dressed in clown masks as goons are the good people, and they're prisoners. And like the doctors are the bad guys.
And they have like guns taped to their hands.
They have like guns,
so
like
the police,
cardboard guns.
so the police snipers are like, wait, those are
Wait
the
a minute,
guys.
this is a good person.
It's kind of interesting that Batman had to do a moral dilemma of his own with the sonar tech to track down Joker.
Yeah.
As the
They're
people
spying on
as people on
everybody
the as people on the boats.
Yeah.
But he used his like moral dilemma for good and knew that it needed to be destroyed at the end.
Yeah. So Batman ends up finding the Joker, and the Joker has 3 big dogs, and he just completely chucks a few of the dogs off the building
Just like down
He
this.
won't kill people, but he'll fucking kill a dog.
immediately without blinking.
He'll throw a Rottweiler down a tunnel if he has
For
to.
sure.
Also, this final battle between Batman and the Jokester,
The joke.
it takes place in a under construction Trump Tower.
Oh,
No shit.
that's awesome.
Yeah,
That's funny.
That's great.
Donald Trump.
Former president.
Yeah.
In
Yeah,
Chi- was it the Trump Tower in Chicago?
Could have been
It
because
could've
they
been.
had that.
Because it was
I don't know.
primarily filmed in Chicago, but there's also some scenes in the UK, and they were in Hong
Yeah.
Kong for some of those Hong Kong scenes.
That's dope.
I don't know where it was, but it was a Trump Tower. They're building it.
He used to be the president.
He used to be the president of the United States. And the host of Celebrity Apprentice.
Oh yeah, that's right.
More
He was
notably.
also in WWE. The Batman stops Joker, and the Joker realizes that, wow, these people aren't gonna blow up the other boat. What the fuck? And Joker reveals that he kind of has like an ace in the hole, or like something that he's been planning the whole time, which is Harvey Dent. And then it cuts to a scene of Harvey, and he's like messing with. I literally wrote Harvey is messing with Gordon's fam.
That's a good way to put it.
Because he's like, okay, let's see who you love most. And at first he points at,
Yeah.
at Jim's wife. He's like, please,
He's like, put
the gun down,
put
Harvey.
it down, please.
And then he points at his daughter. He's like, come on,
All right,
put the gun down. And he points at his son. He's like,
God damn, quit pointing that gun at my family!
The son was the one that really broke it. He's like, you are not going to prevent me from spreading my seed.
that's my legacy.
That's my
That's
legacy.
the Gordon family legacy.
You're not going to stop me from doing that.
And then Harvey's like, we have a winner. And he fucking takes him away.
Yeah. So yeah, so Gordon's freaking out. Harvey's basically flipping the coin to try to see if he's gonna kill the little kid or not. And Batman shows up and saves the day.
He's like, don't do it, Harvey.
He's like, "Don't do it, man. You're a good kid.
Don't do it.
You're a good guy."
Harvey, don't kill that boy. Harvey. Harv. Can I call you Harv?
Can I call you Harv?
Harv, don't kill
I feel
that
like
boy.
we're good friends.
Start blaming the people responsible for Rachel's murder. And then he flips for Bat.
He's like, "Hey, it's my fault. It's my fault."
Jim. He's like, don't punish the boy.
Yeah.
Punish me.
Yeah.
And he starts taking off his clothes.
He's just taking off his clothes.
And Harvey's like, you want to be punished?
I mean, you want to be
And
punished.
he's like, yeah, you punish me. And he's like, you want to be punished?
Then
Harvey and Jim start fucking.
Yeah, then they start having sex, and it's really weird.
In front of Harvey's family.
Rated PG-13.
And Batman.
Deep love.
And then remember earlier, Batman unzipped his little contraption that
Yeah.
Lucius
Show his
made up
wiener.
for his wiener. He's like, I want in on this. And his wiener falls out. And then he starts fucking Harvey and Jim, too.
At the same time.
Yeah.
And
This goes on for a
Fancy.
good 45 minutes.
This is, they could have trimmed it down a
this
little
is
bit, I
like
think.
3/4 of the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Could have trimmed down a little bit.
Just not too much. I think it was important to have.
Yeah. Harvey came on Jim's face.
It's pretty crazy.
Yeah. He's like, here's some 2 facials.
One for this side, one for this side.
He only came on one half of Gordon's face.
That's pretty hot.
That's hot.
Pretty hot.
And
That's
then we
hot.
see the Batman. He basically just saved Gordon and his whole family, and then we see him run away. And it's kind of just the ending note of Gordon talking about the Batman.
Wait, did you mention when Two-Face fell off the thing and died?
Oh no, I didn't. So,
Yeah.
no.
Two-Face fell off the...
Tackled Two-Face off the
Off of like the
fucking thing.
yeah, and then they fell.
Saved the boy, but Two-Face died.
Right.
Yeah. Harvey.
And
Harvey.
Harvey Dent died, and then the Batman ran away.
Dentley.
Bentley.
I don't give a Doug dim a damn.
I don't give a damn.
And then it's just kind of Gordon talking about the Batman being like a peaceful watcher of the night and being just a great guy that takes care of things and does things for the good.
He's a Dark Knight.
He's a Dark Knight.
The Dark Knight?
The last line of the film is the name of the movie.
The Dark Knight?
It's pretty wild.
That's it, right?
And that's the movie.
That
The Dark Knight?
This was probably one of the most influential movies on our childhood, adolescence, if you will.
I would say.
Came out when we were 12 or 13. Prime age for a superhero
It's one of my favorites.
movie.
Yeah. That's a great movie.
I've seen it so many times, but it's been like a couple years.
It's been a little bit.
And watching it now, I just appreciated Ledger's performance so much more. I mean, there's such a circle jerk about how good he was as the Joker.
And Aaron Eckhart.
He did great as well.
He's my boy.
It almost felt like Batman wasn't even a huge... Like, obviously, he was a big fucking deal, but he wasn't... the villains played the...
Stole the show.
Yeah. Certainly.
Yeah. That's how I felt about Batman Forever with Val Kilmer. I feel like Val Kilmer, it's not really about Val Kilmer's Batman. It's more about Harvey Dent and the Riddler in that movie. Yeah.
It's a great movie. This is a great movie. One of my favorites of all time.
Absolute phenomenal choice.
My favorite Batman movie.
I'm next.
Yeah, any ideas?
Yeah.
What?
I don't want to give it away.
Well, I just asked you what it was.
We're going to need to go 88 miles an hour to get there, though.
Ooh, okay. I like it. I like it a lot.
It's about as unsubtle of a hint as I can give.
I like it. I like it.
It's that one.
I like it.
That's the one I'm picking.
The Bat. We covered him.
We covered the Bat. The Bat's been covered. And
we're part of the generation where Christian Bale is our Batman.
Yeah, he is my Batman.
Yes.
It's a discussion that goes around quite a lot.
Yeah.
Christian Bale is the Batman.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Truly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
You know, we did back-to-back Christian Bale movies.
We did.
Yeah.
We did. I didn't realize that until now.
I just thought of that just now as well.
Yeah.
Back-to-back.
So we should go
CD.
back to back to back.
Well, he's not in Back to the Future.
They should remake Back to the Future where Christian Bale is Marty.
Back to the Future.
Marty, I gotta go save Rachel.
This isn't a car. We could go back in time and save Rachel. That's what the movie should be.
I'm supposed to go to the other address. Why did I trust the Joker that one point?
I was a bad judgment call.
Well, that was wonderful.
None for me.
That's how you end a pod.
Episode number 9. The Dark Knight is in the books on Aiming for the Bushes. Juicy.
Juicy bat buns.
Thank you all very much for watching. Let's cue up that theme song, and we will catch you next week on Aiming for the Bushes.
We will see you next time.
Good night, everybody. I have been your host, Corbin Barnes, here with Cole Brandt and BJ Weepy. All right. Goodbye.
See ya.